guys. Up to episode 239. Getting there. We're climbing. We'll hit. It'll be 5 years this next May. You know.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of streaming. It's a lot of Fridays.
It's a lot of Fridays.
It's a lot of Friday date nights I just didn't go on, I guess. Oh well.
Right.
Yeah. But it's been
how many Fridays have you missed?
I don't know if I've missed technically any. I think I've done like small videos saying, "Hey, I'm at a show. I'll do a bigger one later or something other." I don't know if I think I've really technically missed any. Maybe a Chicago, maybe here or there. Maybe had to. Oh,
nice freeze frame there, Brian.
That's the way to join. Just frozen.
Yep. Hi, Brian.
How are y'all doing?
If I was any better, I'd be twins.
Right. Reed, I just wanted to check in. I can't stay. I assume you've heard about Chris Hettinger.
No.
So Chris Hettinger, president of WISLUG, he had some sort of critical medical emergency this week and passed away.
Oh crap!
Yeah, he was only like 45.
What were
Great
some
guy.
of his? What?
Great guy.
What were the? What
Hi,
did he
Moto.
have a? What was his build this last year? Maybe I remember more from that.
I think at Berkeley he had the Iowa Science Center. I'm not sure of that though.
Oh, okay.
I know it's he builds all blend together in my head.
Yeah.
I got a message about that in my log. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm more about visual than sometimes names because there is so many people there that sometimes because even I think some of the ones that have passed away in previous years, it's going back to pictures and then seeing okay that's who that was and so that's not good. So sorry to hear that.
Two young kids too. So yay.
Ooh. Wow.
Gosh.
Lots of.
Hey, Bricklock.
Anyway, sorry, don't want to ruin Friday night.
That's okay. In the end, I've lost a co-host from Friday Night Bricks already in the 4 years of doing this. So in the end, life happens and things happen. You hate to have it happen, but we've seen it. Like you said, there's been people from the brick world history that have passed away.
I've got a memorial wall full of too many names, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And yes, Brick Freak is on it.
I think the one that I didn't really, knew right at the time was one of the ones from Florida, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I had met him like the previous years or something when he passed away. I was like, I had to go back to my pictures. I think I found pictures of where from.
You're talking about Rob Warner?
It might have been Rob, yeah. Like where I talked to him or something, but it kind of it didn't hit right away because there's so, like you said, Chicago's huge. There's so many people, so so long if you're engaging with them and interacting with them, then you'll know who it is. But even then, it goes by so fast that So even though it still is 4 or 5 days, it's still in your mind. It goes by pretty quick, in terms of all the discussions you get to have and everything. So
Yep.
Crazy. Whoa! He is like early too. Wow.
Early.
What did you do? Ransom off your kids?
I did. Got a good picture too.
You must have got some Lego for him, Lego bricks,
No, I wouldn't trade him for Lego.
Hey, Hawkeye.
No, it's Kevin.
Moto, Chris Hettinger. Yes, and we will remember you, Moto. I promise. That's assuming I'll die first.
He's easily forgettable. I don't know. I'm just kidding, of course.
He doesn't swoosh and smash enough.
I can say that because we live in the same city.
all bets are off if you live in the same city. Is that right?
No, I just I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so let's go around the horn here. What's everybody working on? Jesse.
See this thing?
Oh, you're still working on that bad boy.
I got it on a stand now.
Of course you do.
Chugga, 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 chugga. So I'll be working on finishing that.
That is a massive freaking train, man.
The stand is twice this size. This is half of it. The other half is back here.
Dear Lord.
Started that last week on Friday Night Breaks, and that's where I'm at. Building the Tinder right now.
Reed, what you working on?
I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe building Santa's Visit. I don't know. I've got my one that's got the box key crushed, so I might build that tonight. Other than that, I don't know. Probably that. I'm guessing that.
Cool. I'm working on last night's build from Iceberg's build challenge. I don't want to tear it apart. I want to actually make it good, and I want to take some pictures because I thought it was a neat idea.
Yeah.
I do have to find my stuff for a count tomorrow. Kevin knows about it. We're counting parts, so
I'm counting on it.
Shut up.
I'm hoping it doesn't take forever, but you know.
So,
Is it my turn?
no, I'm showing you what I'm building. So
Sorry, I wasn't looking. I was working.
I know.
Thing.
I'm doing this.
We'll
Anybody
get
from the Midwest or Colorado or Buffalo, for that matter, knows what I'm talking about. I did this thing, and we ran out of time. So I had the snow shovel digging out. It's like, you know, in deep snow, and I'm trying to get. I just want to have like the top of a person. So I want like, you know, a little snow cap here, and some gloves holding the snow shovel, and then maybe like, you know, like a pine tree that's buried, and maybe like a mailbox or a lamppost or something. But just,
you're gonna make the shovel move.
you know, so this thing it's.
Come on, Larry, take
It's
the
pretty. You know what, dude?
Never good enough for you, Brian, is it?
This is not the season to double dog dare me, okay?
No. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Larry. When I first popped it back up, I thought it was Jesse talking, and Jesse'd make it move.
Yeah, you can't make it move, Larry. Jesse could.
You know what, Brian? Bite me.
Larry's gonna put a goat in. He's gonna put some goats in there. That's what he'll do.
Here we go.
Goats.
There we go. There's my goat.
Oh, is that Mega Blocks? Oh, that's Duplo. So that actually is real Lego, isn't it?
That's a Duplo goat. MNFer.
Okay, Brian, what are you working
on? I like my snow shovel, though.
All
right,
good.
Brian, what you working on?
The DENLUG website.
Nah. Is it made out of Lego?
I wish. This has been quite the undertaking the last few days. We were dumping our old website and moving our forum from BB Press to Discourse, but the website hadn't been updated since 2016, 15. And so when you go to mess with anything, you blow the whole thing up. And so basically, I've done created a new website. The old one's in the trash. I don't know how happy the club's going to be with that, but it all works and it gets us what we need. So the forum's great. We already did the forum, so everyone's happy with what I did on the forum. I just had to blow up the old website and clean it up then. So, but that's what I've been working on. I'd love to be working on my Christmas display, which is sitting here behind me, getting started. We've got a tree started, and we got Santa Claus, but That's as far as it's gotten right now. I need to be working on that. So.
And Kevin, what are you working on?
What am I always working on?
I guess sorting. I guess
Sorting.
nothing,
Yep.
Your
nothing to
internet
see there. I
quality?
guess.
Well, Kevin, did you look up and see how clean my Lego table was?
I did not.
Oh, you should have. You're looking across the sir here. Let me put the camera up. That's how clean my Lego table is because I did all that sorting 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And I spent 4 days, just full days sorting. It was
Dang.
enjoyable.
It is good to get that kind of sorting done.
It was, yeah. I probably sorted a good 25,000, 30,000 pieces in those few days.
I sorted some Pab
Yeah.
Cup.
Stuff
Nice.
out of the way.
Wowzers. Johnny, sorry you can't make that comment on this stream when Jesse is present.
I think that was supposed to say a goat.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to do some. I'm
Oh,
doing some
smoke.
rearranging in my storage.
It's Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hey. Well, hello. How are you guys?
Fabulous. How are
Hello,
you?
Marcus.
Hey, Kevin Wagner. What's up?
Not too much.
I've seen your pretty face twice this week,
I'm
Mark,
not.
and both times it's been.
Oh,
in
I thought you were
front
talking to me.
of your Lego, and I'm wondering, does that mean you're actually back in the basement?
Yeah, so we had a couple comments on that towards the end of the live stream on Tuesday. I am back in the basement, but it does not mean I should be. So, in order to get my microphone running well, I turned off the air purifiers. There are no walls behind these shelves. It's freezing down here.
Are you wearing your wellies? That's Irish for rubber galoshes.
I am. I'm wearing my waterproof Vivo Barefoots that I from now on will call my wellies.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
I've got the basement back. It's just going to be months until we can actually put it back together.
Hey,
Moto
Moto
registered for
Richard-
Chicago today. That's right. Everybody else can do it
Oh,
up till December 31st. It's still $10 off your registration. Then it goes to regular price. And then
How
somewhere
about
around
how about lodging?
April 70th.
Are the deals on the rooms available?
They
Yes.
are.
Okay, cool.
That reminds me, I still need to look and see if I need to fix the website.
Dang
So I
it.
will do that while we're sitting here.
The link is on Facebook.
Some idiot's got to get the website right, though. Who did that?
I need a pop filter for this thing. It also doesn't help that I'm like,
Uh-oh. Look who's lurking.
who's lurking?
Rick,
Mr. Hive. Mr. Hive in the house.
Who said the link on the website is wrong? It's right.
On the my page, it's not.
Oh, Lord. My page. Your page. Her page. His page.
So yeah, I could edit the convention page. I didn't even think about trying
Oh,
to edit.
I edited the convention, the hotel page, the get a room page.
Oh, and we
Yeah,
did the work
get a
twice.
So I got to go edit the my page. Okay. I got it. I'm on that.
Nice. That makes me happy. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. No worries.
Brickhive, I got the comic in the mail. Thank you very much. It was mailed in good condition. Thank you.
You're not going to leave bad feedback then?
What comic?
Wolverine.
Wolverine #1.
What?
Yeah. Which Wolverine #1?
I'll grab it.
Like the one with the Incredible Hulk where he shows up for the first time?
No.
That would
Not
be
not
Incredible
first
Super
appearance.
Hulk number. What is that? 3.
It's 281 or something like that. But that's not technically. There's argument in the comic community about his first actual appearance because he showed up in a. This is his first solo book.
Yeah, whatever. You don't have to pay it through arm and a leg for that one. You do for the Hulk one. So that's your final decision. That's the miniseries, right?
Nerd War.
Jesse?
What?
That's from the miniseries, right?
Are you not listening? That is the first
This
issue
look
of
at the top.
the
His
Wolverine.
Monthly
own
series, okay.
monthly
Monthly
I didn't
series.
know
series.
if it was the miniseries or the actual full series.
The full series.
I was trying to explain that to you, Kevin, but as usual,
You said it was the first full appearance of Wolverine, which is
I didn't
wrong.
say
No, I
first
did not.
appearance.
No,
I said
no,
I
I
got
did not say
Wolverine
that. I said-
#1.
It was first.
These are-
It was Wolverine's first book.
These aren't fighting words, but they are fighting tones for sure.
We are fighting. We are fighting.
Back off, Mark.
The claws out.
Don't snick. This is a Lego stream, not a comic stream, Jesse.
Did somebody say mayo?
It's
Mayo.
all sorts of words.
Did somebody say Moto?
Oh, he's leaving. Good job, Larry.
Well,
Goodbye,
I didn't
Moto.
do it.
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't
Thanks a
do
lot,
it.
Larry.
Come on, Moto, hang out with us, man. It's 6:15 on a Friday night.
It's too late,
My
Larry.
time.
You already
Your
ruined
time.
it.
I did not.
We're blaming Larry for everything, even though he probably needs to get the blame on a lot of stuff.
I do.
I
Mike.
checked out that link last night, Larry, that you sent me for the venue in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Holy mega blocks! There is a ton of space options at that venue. That's
I'm
an
telling
excellent
you.
venue to stick in one
Well-
place and bring a show out.
Plus you have all your
Bro.
rental vendors and catering vendors and
I saw
kind
that.
of like everything you need there. You know, it's smack dab in the center ish of Denver. So I didn't see what prices are. So if that can be swung,
How's
that's
parking
a
there?
great venue. I haven't been down there physically in a while. They've
Only spiritually?
You've been there mentally?
I was there. I traveled. I astrally projected there.
Nice.
Wow. That's some 70s terminology there. We got, yeah, nice.
So I got that going for me.
Which
Hope
is
you feel
nice.
better, Mike.
Feel better, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
You got that going for us, or that, and Dalai Lama gave you total enlightenment.
So I got
Total
that for me.
enlightenment. On his
Nice.
deathbed, the Dalai Lama.
In Denver.
Total
There will be no
enlightenment.
tip, but on your deathbed, you will
but I
see
did-
the
Great
total
line.
consciousness.
I did notice they had like all
That's
services
one.
in the house.
Yes.
Which
Oh,
is nice.
Hive, what are you saying there, buddy? Mark, help us out on that comment.
It says reservations for rooms are closed. Are you on your my page, Brickhive?
He's looking at the wrong mic.
The wrong mic. I think I'm looking at the correct mic. So if you go to either the Facebook link that I posted, or if you go out to the convention information page, the link there is correct. We're correcting the one now that's on your convention my page.
Wait about
'cause that
30
one-
seconds, and I'll have it
Give it-
fixed.
Give it 30 seconds and Brian will have it fixed. Just you could only hear me.
Corrected on the stream, literally. Right.
Breathe, Brandon, breathe.
Yeah. So that's why.
All
That's
will
why.
be
Give
good.
it a minute. So Larry,
That's cool.
what I like about
Brickhouse coming out.
I did notice that they had all their outside contractors were in-house contractors, which helps a ton
Mhm,
when something-
mhm, mhm.
when you're doing a show like this. What I also liked is that in each one of their venue spaces, they had a separate concession area that's behind doors.
Yes.
So they're not going to try to encroach upon the display space. They're renting you this space, and they're not like, oh, but leave this much space open, maybe for concessions. And
Right.
so
Right.
you can-
Right.
You don't want to make any concessions, right, Mark?
All right.
Yeah,
right,
I
right.
got it now. Link works. All
Link
better.
works, Brickhive. So try reserving your room now, please, and let me know if it worked. And if it
And
doesn't,
Mark
it's
will
my
yell at
fault.
me in front of everybody if it doesn't work.
No, totally will be my fault, not Brian's. Hey, oh, Brian, is Zoe playing frisbee again?
Not yet. One, it's too cold out.
Oh,
Two is her second toenail. We played a little with her, and she continues to grind it off now to the quick. So we're just waiting for it to grow out plenty far.
Ow!
You
Oh, yeah.
are the only person I know who's declawed their dog.
Twice, 2 claws, one on each foot. Zoe,
Bye, Mayo. See you in 40.
What takes 40 minutes?
Checking out.
Oh my god, I love her so much.
Hi,
Look at
Zoe.
this dog, you guys. Oh my god. That's dog.
Zoe.
Yeah, see, Larry's the mean one. Larry's the mean one.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
Bring Chester out. Probably not a good thing though.
Do you want to shake some dog food while you're at it, Larry?
And look who comes running.
Oh,
Look who's running.
yay!
Look, what's up here? Up here. Hey, you.
Chester the molester.
Get us here.
Oh.
Dog
Smaller
whistle.
than Zoe.
Your dog has a reputation. Yeah, it's like it's funny.
A refutation.
That
Boo.
was Forrest, dude. That you can't write for the Muppet Show with puns like that. That's bad. That's bad.
No.
Back to the drawing board for you.
Yeah. Okay. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? It's over there.
I am missing part of my build.
And he leaves. All right, we're done with that.
All right. Oh well, it's time to go spend some time with my wife. She's been gone all day, so
Okay.
Good luck.
y'all have a wonderful evening. Good seeing you.
Bye, Brian.
Nice and
Bye,
wonderful.
Brian.
Mark.
Good to see you, my man.
Yeah, good seeing y'all. Time to move back to the website for a minute and then go upstairs. Toodles.
Doodles.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah, friend.
Wait, what's Hawkeye Lego Man asking? Do the staff and volunteers get their rooms covered, or is that a rumor?
No.
It's a rumor.
That's a vicious
And I-
rumor. That's a,
I say you can definitely no. Who'd you hear that from? Implicate now.
Mhm.
No. I mean my staff does, like the people on my payroll do, but that doesn't cover coordinators. Unfortunately, I apologize. Big old expense. I mean, it's on a wish list, but I would not say that out loud.
You didn't hear it here.
I love this. Hawkeye said bye, Brian, but he spelled it BY. Brought to you by Brian. So I have a fun bricks and pieces mistake here. So first of all, I did a live stream for Giving Tuesday, and we're trying to
I
raise
didn't know
money
there's a
for.
Forgiving Tuesday.
What's that?
Nothing. Sorry.
That's fine.
Never
I didn't
mind.
even.
Ignore me.
I just
Stop
couldn't
interrupting,
understand
Kevin.
to find if. It
Yeah,
was
stop
funny.
interrupting me.
The stop interrupting, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.
Please
So-
continue, Mark. You have the floor.
I got this like. Have you guys gotten deliveries from DHL lately where they're hyper texting you like, you have a delivery coming, it's coming. Well, they're also like short staffed and it's the holiday season, so like the deliveries keep getting pushed back. And I live in Chicago, so the DHL delivery driver like drives by my house before he comes back 7 hours later. So I get this text that's like, your delivery driver's near, and then I watch the map for like 7 hours. Like, where? What? No, he's not. Like, it's like your delivery is 3 stops away. I'll check 30 minutes later and be like, where is this guy? It's like your delivery is 45 stops away, and I'm like, okay, stop messing with me, DHL. So it's coming from Billund, and I'm like, oh, that must be because I'm a recognized AFOL networking event. They send us the employee Christmas gift every year, which I always donate to the charity auction. So I'm all excited about this. So for Giving Tuesday, I'm like, this thing shows up about 10 minutes before the live stream starts. And so I was like, I go to the porch, and there's a box that's clearly the size of the employee Christmas gift set. And then there's a K8, and I'm like, oh, look, they sent us some some extra product support too, because they do that from time to time. They haven't since I've owned the business, but I've known Brian in the past to receive like several pallets of like extra stuff that they send out when they have like warehouse overstock and stuff. So
nice.
I announced on the live stream at the beginning that I'll be revealing the Christmas employee set from Billund. And when I get to it in the second hour, I open this box and I'm like, oh, this is not the Christmas employee set. This is my bricks and pieces order. And so on a live stream, I was like, never mind. And everyone in the comments, there were 9 people watching, but everyone in the comments was like, we want to see what you got in your bricks and pieces order. So I ordered it for an interactive display for Brickworld. So I was like, yeah, let's talk about this. I'll tell you what we've been doing with our expos. It's not for the convention. There's not room for it at the convention, but it's for the expos. And so I started pulling out these pieces.
What'd you get?
This here is one of 4 bags of what I pulled out. Like I pulled, there was there's probably 19 bags in their order.
What are you making, a habit trail for your gerbil?
Are those the turb?
I know, right? And no, it'd be a hamster. Don't say the word gerbil to a gay man. That's an insult. Guinea
pig?
Right. Guinea pig? Have you ever seen guinea pig, my friend? Dear Lord. All right, everyone, take a step back.
Hey, you're the one that took that left turn, brother.
Too dark place real fast. Yeah.
How many bags of those did you get? 4 bags?
Chinchilla, maybe?
4 bags. So I've got got the curve. I've got the curved and the straight, and I've got the same thing in the trans dark pink. So I'm like, well, I didn't order that. I did though. So it was a major operator order, a major user error. So you can take the screen off me because I'm not going to hold up any more parts. And I'm feeling self-conscious staring at my face.
So you ordered some of those, but not that many of those, is what you're saying?
No, I in my mind ordered none of them, but I did physically order them because what happened was I put together this bricks and pieces order and was like, I don't want this stuff, and deleted it, and then went in and made a new bricks and pieces order that made sense.
Oh my gosh!
But obviously, somewhere along the way, I actually deleted
it.
No, I ordered it.
Did you get a bill for like $800 worth of tubing?
I wish it was. Yes. It is $800 worth of tubing and like $1,200 worth of other parts. They didn't actually. It's evidenced by the fact that I there was this one bag of 3 singular pieces where it's like I've got these 3 like weird transparent pieces here. I'll if you want me to, I'll explain what they are. But I'm like, obviously, like in the final order, there were several of these that I ordered, not just one a piece. That's how I could tell it was definitely a mistake because I had like dropped them in my cart and I would change the quantities later. But by that time, I had decided I didn't want that entire order, so I never changed the quantities. And so then I went back to Lego, like shop.lego.com to see what had happened. I can't figure out what exactly happened, but there is another order just sitting in my cart.
Dude, friends should not let friends drink and shop at lego.com. Okay.
I know, and I wish I would love to be like, yeah, I'm like, I drunk dialed Lego.
Yeah, you did.
What's it? I was stone cold.
I was drunk shopping.
Well, I might be able, maybe I'll have to think about buying some of those off you if you can't use them all.
I was going to say Reed's probably interested in them.
I was going to say I was going to finally like delve into GBC because this was
Ice Castle, water slide.
I think I'll have probably several hundred left over even after I make a GBC module.
I was thinking I wanted to kind of have GBC kind of go through one of the towers, and so that stuff would probably make it pretty easy to do that. I have some, I just don't have anywhere near that amount, but yeah.
I have an entire stack of raised base blades for you Read.
He started drooling as soon as he saw that bag.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
There's 4 of them. So we can make them froth if I pulled all 4 bags up.
So 4 bags. Now is it 4 bags of straight or 1 curve, 3 straight, 2 straight, 2 curve?
It's it's 1 curved light blue, 1 straight light blue, 1 dark pink curved, 1 dark pink straight.
Nice.
So I'm like, I would actually go get a hamster if it wasn't for the fact that we have a puppy that would murder the Mega Bloks out of that
Sure,
hamster
absolutely.
the second she had the chance.
You were just buying a meal for your dog.
A snack.
Yeah,
She's
snack.
55 pounds. She's 8 months old and she's 55 pounds.
Uncomfortable silence.
Well, that or you're gonna have a really,
No, I'm
really
I'm
big.
setting up the bat signal that for my lug to join the stream tonight because we have a large contingent of Denverites coming to Chicago this year.
That'd be
Yay!
awesome. So
Next
Johnny G said that dogs are happy boys, and I'm like, well, I have a happy Goyle.
Goyle.
She's a badass, and so was Zoe, by the way, because that was before Brian left that he said that. So Zoe's also a girl. Chester's a boy, right? Larry, your dog. What's your dog's name?
Guinness. Hello.
Guinness. Where did I
Like the
say?
Guinness.
Where
record.
Chester is
Chester's the
Reed's
squirrel.
squirrel puppet.
Come
Okay.
on, Mark. It's great.
I swear to God, I've only just started drinking.
What are you drinking tonight, Mark?
I decided to go for a change of pace and drink Jameson.
Do you have Lego.com up then? On the
Have you ever had?
Right.
Have you ever had this?
I haven't actually. The cold brew is one of the ones that I would actually try from them. I wouldn't do the oh God, what's his name? The UFC guy,
Oh, the
Conor
Proper
McGregor.
12.
The proper 12.
Proper 12 is not bad. I like it.
Really?
I like it.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't realize
really.
I didn't realize this was the proper 12.
Yeah. No,
I
really,
do want
really.
to try that actually. I have a distaste for him.
Yeah, well,
What annoys
Why?
me as a because he's a Mega Bloks. So like I'm in a swearing mode, so I'm just like editing myself because I don't know what you guys expect on this.
are you standing in water because you're a little crackly?
Thank you for asking that. If I'm standing because I'm actually sitting. I'm crackly.
That's really what
I'm
he was
sorry.
trying to get
The
at.
the words were in the wrong order in that sentence. Are
you
you
watering
in
in-
standing water?
Water. Oh.
Because
like,
you're
I
a little
don't know.
crackly. Your audio is a little bit scratchy.
I've got my Yeti on. Is this better?
Oh, so it
I
keeps you
wonder-
very cool too.
Hold on. I'm going to
Always
mute you
double
briefly
check.
just to see if that's you. Mark, okay, you're talking and we're not hearing you because I muted you, but you are not crackly, so it's you. You're crackly.
Yeah. Let me. I know what it is.
Check the
Let me
settings.
drop out.
Check the settings.
I
I
didn't
know
care
it
until Larry threw
It's
big
Like
fit over it.
a loose.
It's my
wire
internet connection.
cable.
I forgot to switch to my hotspot
Okay.
instead of the house. So let me drop out and come back. Well, actually, let me see if I stay on if I just switch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a loose wire kind of crackle.
That or I mean, I get that when I have the wrong camera or the wrong mic.
Oh, no, I'm ready. Okay, hold on. I'll fix this.
Okay.
Actually, my mic was run incorrectly tonight, so I don't know what happened. They just ran some updates for StreamYard too, so maybe it defaulted to camera mics for some reason.
What do you got there, Kevin? Let's see what
Ricks and
ooh.
Pieces order.
Bricks and pieces of people parts. And horses and stuff and things.
There are cows. There are baby goats. There are baby calves. There are Forestman shields and Forestman torsos and Viking torsos. Pretty great.
Ooh, I might have to put this. I might have to add this to my. I might have to add the 2x2 clear brick to my bricks and my lug
More
bulk.
cows.
Ooh, cows.
Yep. Shopping cart.
I mean, I said the cows would.
They did show up on Bricks and Pieces. That's how I ordered them.
I said, wish you'd get them a lug bulk. Oh,
Why? That'd be a waste of a slot for lug bulk. How many cows do you need?
I lost my head. Hold on.
This is a fantastic castle torso from the Vikings.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Yes.
the Vikings guys are good.
that's nice.
Yep. And then the nice red Forestman outfit. I just wish they had the other colors too,
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
because I don't want to do 20 red ones.
Really good with a.
You're talking about red sleeves?
And then some goats and calves. Mm-hmm.
Wait, let's.
Oh, the calf is awesome. What set does the calf come in?
The calf comes in the farm set, the city farm set, and the large castle.
You guys check the private chat. I'm asking a couple questions about my.
Yes, you are.
All right, perfect. Yeah, if you guys. Otherwise, keep going, Kevin. Sorry. I am still.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
the large castle has the calf,
Yeah.
and the farm set has the calf, the lamb, and the piglet.
I don't know why this is.
So those are the big highlights. I've been waiting for those Viking torsos because all three of them are really nice. Now I just need the lions to come through Bricks and Pieces, and I'll be all set. And a few of those shields would be nice. Got some dark brown hair and dark tan and light blade.
Oh,
It comes
Very
out.
nice.
It's coming out in black with Morbius set. Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that the okay? That's the same hairpiece. That's cool.
Yep, I believe so. I think you can necessarily tell. And then some olive green pants.
Hmm.
Oh, and I did break down and buy a bunch of tile. So
I can't see. We can't see what color that is.
1x2 dark green tile for the first
nice.
time. So
That's
I picked
good.
up some dark green, sand green, dark blue,
Yeah,
bunch of stuff.
Very nice.
I could tell what color that was, just for the record.
Yep, master color teller Mark.
That's what they call me.
Yeah,
Well,
Mark, you are still very scratchy, man.
If nothing
Dang.
else, check the mic settings in StreamYard just to verify
I just
it's
did.
not- Oh, okay.
All right, let me mute again.
Yes, Hawkeye. Who are you sending those to Reed? Reed, you see that comment?
Yeah, I saw it. That's why I put my email in there.
Oh, cool.
Kate Bishop bust. Wow.
Which bust are we talking about?
Which? All right, you beat me to it, Larry. I was
Yes.
almost saying it.
Yeah.
So, Andor ended very well.
Yeah. I want to go back and watch it again. I only watched it once, but I have heard from multiple sources that it's just that good.
It's
Oh, I
probably
see.
one of the best things I've seen produced by the entire Star Wars canon. How did that sound?
Mhm.
It's still
So
cracking.
Roxy? Let me switch my microphone. Sorry.
I've seen every episode but the last one multiple times, so because I would catch a lot of stuff the second time through that I didn't
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
watching it the first time.
I was the thing that impressed me the most as I watched it was that I could not predict what was going on.
Mhm.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that last episode seemed like it was pretty straightforward, and then didn't follow at all what I expected.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Where's Andor?
Mhm.
I'm like, I thought he's here. I thought he's there, and it was. I've just there's so many movies that lately are just so predictable.
And that whole last speech and the last episode completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
that at all.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome.
Did you guys see the hidden scene?
Yes, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping.
You
I was
said
almost-
hidden scene.
Am I still crackly?
No, you're good now.
All right, yeah, good. All
You're
right,
just
well,
snappy and
great.
poppy.
You
The
said hidden scene. The
after the credits, post-credit scene after the finale.
refresh my
Oh
memory.
no, there was a post credit on Andor.
There was.
Yeah,
the
do you want me
last
to spoil it
episode.
for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when they were in the
Go for it.
prison, the things they were making were elements that went into the Death Star.
Ah.
Dun, dun,
Shut
dun.
the front door. We all knew that, but no, I need to go back and watch the.
It seems obvious in retrospect, but also
I
at
did
the
not
same
see
time, I was
that.
kinda like, it was so separated from the original trilogy that I was kind of like, they invoked the Death Star, darn it. But at the same time,
See, honestly, I thought what they were making were parts of TIE fighters. They look like that.
I thought the
Like
same.
that
Yeah.
6-pronged thing looked like a
Oh,
TIE
yeah.
fighter ion engine panel.
Hey, look at you, twin ion engine. That's what TIE stands for.
Correct.
It's not my first rodeo, Mr. Guy.
That's right. So I had a big argument with my sister when her kids were younger because she kept saying that they were called the AT-ATs were called walkers, and I'm like, no, they're called AT-ATs because they're all terrain armored transport.
No, they're not. They're called AT-ATs.
Oh, I'm sorry, AT-ATs. Either way, they're not walkers.
They're not walkers because that's a whole. Those are zombies. That's a different universe. Zombies are walkers.
What about the chicken walker?
First, by the way,
But
I'm trying to
then you get
final-
scout walkers, and it's a whole different thing.
Don't even go there.
ATSDs, all trained scout walkers. What's
Yes.
what was the ATPT?
All terrain personal transport.
Personal transport. Yep. Nerdcast. Yay!
Yeah. Nerd alert!
I'm really annoyed that my Yeti is all messed up. Maybe it's because it was overheated on Tuesday. I've listened back to the live stream, at least portions of it, and it wasn't doing that. But crackly is bad. I hope it's not because I kept it down in the poison basement. It got clogged with concrete dust. And how to fix that? I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's always something.
Oh, good.
What'd you say, Kevin? Sorry.
I was going to say, has anyone else had missing pieces in their bricks and pieces orders lately? Every order lately has been missing. Something has been 1 versus 2.
I don't know because I'm afraid to look at the invoice from what just came out.
No, but I mean, is that coming from the same source as Lug Bulk?
Oh, this is like,
actually.
and then I ordered these cow horns in 3 colors, and I accidentally ordered 1 instead of 10 of 1. I got 1. I got 11 of 1. I ordered 10 of, and 15 I ordered 10 of. So I don't know what's going on. Everything else, I keep missing a wig or a torso. Like the whole order will be correct, except I'll order 2 torsos and get 1 of them, or whatever. So
Those darn robots.
yep.
Oh,
Can't count.
You use prison slaves to get it right? Just like Andor.
Yeah.
are we going to look at Hawkeye's Kate Bishop bust?
As long as it's PG.
Closed? It is closed.
Is it NSFW?
We're not at work.
Not for sale.
We're not at work. It's Friday night. We're partying. Reed, we're waiting on Reed. I think we're just waiting on Reed. As usual.
I have a private chat question for you guys, by the way.
Oh yeah, it ended up in my spam folder.
46, Mark. 46.
I thought it was 42.
Well, only off by 4 is pretty good.
we were talking about the meaning of the universe.
No, the masters of the universe. And did you guys talk the most recent episode of Lego Masters recently? The
Well,
Marvel one?
Well, we had last week to do so because it wasn't on this week. Because
we can talk about it now.
Yeah. I was very frustrated with the results.
Well,
you
know what I didn't like about that? They didn't pick great scenes.
I know,
Well,
right?
Yeah. And the
scenes
one
were-
the firefighters did was easy. Everything else was much more difficult. And it's like, how are you kind of portray giant waves or a sky background?
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah,
Right.
that was very, very difficult. And I thought that the guys that did the Thor Ragnarok one was
phenomenal.
the best. Phenomenal,
By far,
absolutely.
and it didn't even make it in the top
It was
two. I feel like
it was spot on. It didn't. It's like it was the only
Agreed.
one that didn't make the top or the bottom. It was the only one that they were standing there, not doing anything.
And see, I think they hold a grudge against people that have the golden brick and don't use it, or they're just wrong because that was so much better than any of the other builds. And then and then knocking it for not using tile. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
That backdrop
Plus
is amazing.
The firefighters had the easiest build, and they were almost the worst build that was done.
It was the only thing good about their build. I mean, okay, they managed to put together a great street scene, but it was
okay.
like it was every other city build that anybody else has. Their alley where they had the forced perspective was the only good thing. If they really knew what they were doing, and I'm saying this because I wasn't there and had 9 hours to build this thing and was under the pressure, they would have had that disc. They would have had that disc spinning in the middle of that bus and bigger, because that was the focal point of that scene, was that spinning blade. But because it was so blown out, they needed to make that blade bigger.
Well, the blade you could make in 10 minutes. The bus was so basic, and the wheels didn't even get below the hub. The buildings were basic. Like, it was all worse than a Lego build, like a classic Lego build or set. They didn't do a good job at all. They just had windows and bricks and poorly made cars.
Yeah.
And
It's
like that monster volcano that got rated so high by the doctors. I'm like, that thing's a piece of garbage. It's a bunch of burp bricks, and it's just a mess. And
Hey, Mike's here. Hi, Mike. Mike is in DENLUG. And Mike and his son Bailey are some of the best additions to our lug. They came with us to Brick Slopes, and nice folks, just great. Mike is awesome. Welcome to the show. Thanks for hanging out, Mike.
Well, I do need to actually go take care of my kids, even though I ditched them for almost an hour. So I may be on later.
Okay, we'll be here.
I'm gonna hold my breath. I can't even say that with a straight face.
You know where you can go, Larry.
Love it, Kevin. Always.
My instructions self-destructed, man. I've never seen that before. It just ripped. All I had was a plate on there, and the dang thing just ripped. Interesting.
Weird.
This doesn't like me, I guess. Okay.
Jesse, you building the tender?
Yeah.
That looks huge, man.
Yeah, it's huge.
Dude,
How wide is it?
It's 10 wide.
Dude, that's bigger than. I mean, that's like a creator car.
Yeah,
it's 1 to 32 scale.
Look at those supports they have in the middle of it to hold the top.
Yeah, to hold the thing together.
Is that one big sticker on the side?
No, it's 2 stickers.
Oh, it's so lame, dude.
And then, you need that in between it.
So. Oh, is there a sticker on that 3x3 disc?
Not yet.
But there will be.
I think so. Let me turn the
Dude,
page.
Don't mess it up, man. Gotta
What's
send
next?
that thing.
All right, here it goes.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, in terms of Lego Masters, the top 3 that I picked weeks ago are still there. I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I'm convinced that they're not going to let Nick and Stacy go unless they just blow it.
That I would say too. Yeah, I think they're. I think they. I mean, they've done.
Oh, it's off center, dude. You screwed up.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Oh God, start over.
Nope.
I'm
That'll be the
ashamed.
backside of the tin.
I'm ashamed to know you right now. Can't believe you did that.
It's on there pretty good. I'm not taking that out. Try again. I got one more.
Just don't ever show that side to the public, man.
Jeez.
I know. Rough
We'll make
audience.
sure that side's hidden. when
Rough
you run
audience tonight.
Huh?
Said rough audience tonight.
Nah. You just think it's a rough audience.
I mean, for Jesse.
I don't know. That's straight, but I think it's a little off to the side.
Ooh, Mike's doing some monorail action.
Nice.
Might have to add this part to my the 2x2 clear brick. I might have to add that to my lug bulk one of these years. Ooh, maybe. I have to figure if I get a use for it. That or it might just end up on the wall. Maybe it'll end up on the pickle brick wall. Because they haven't brought the plates back. Might as well bring the bricks and this other stuff. You must know I would buy all the plates if it showed up on the wall again. Pushing those kitties out of the way to get my clear plates.
Who's got some fun lug meetings coming up this month?
Ethan and Dom are gone. Yeah, I didn't think they were that great when they were on. I mean, they struggled on a couple of the challenges, but I mean, in the end, it's just kind of those things where, I mean, everybody's a builder. I mean, everybody's good. It's just, I think some of the builds, like you said, I mean, there's just certain times, it's just, you really can't afford a mistake. And with like you said, Larry, with that backdrop of the waves, I mean, what do you do? I mean, the waves look pretty freaking awesome. So, I mean, in the end, it's like, there's,
That's why I wonder, like, with the TikTokers and like the surprise of like we added a team, like how much did let me just say this about the entire season. It's again overproduced, which it always is. Seems like they have less time than previous seasons. However, it also seems like they have, like, if you imagine the last 5 teams that we have now, and if you whittle that down, who you think is going to be the final 3, I don't think any of the final 3 who would be left, and apologies to Nick because I adore Nick, and I think he's a great builder. I don't think they'd be able to beat the final 3 from last season or even the first season.
No, good point.
I'm not too impressed with anything that's out there, and this sounds like Lego nerds bitching about reality TV show, but like at the same time, it is aggravating to watch. It is easy to watch on mute.
No lie, dude. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I've kind of taken a different approach. It's promoting the hobby, and I ended at that because I wish it was more like Australia, because they do more of the let's learn about Lego and building techniques, and let's get into the building of Lego. They don't do hardly any of that. In fact, the one time they tried to, it was interrupted by.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, are you kidding me? You're going to show something and then you kill it? I'm like, oh my god! It's like,
what are you guys referring to? What are you referring to?
It was 2 weeks ago when
the castle and the
they were doing like, they do that little interruption with Lego Terminal, whatever.
Lego Learn. Lego
Learn. Yeah, they brought that on, and then they interrupted it with what? Something
Oh,
else.
right. It was some joke. It was some like Will Arnett joke about him like hitting what they were doing with the wrecking ball. Yes.
Yes, something. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, it's like because I mean you get to learn anything. I mean, the learn is what makes it good for the people that need the kids that need to learn.
I'll be back.
Don't interrupt that crap.
Bye, Larry. And I'm just comparing, like they did the Marvel episode. If you compare that to the Star Wars episode from the first season, where they built an entire diorama of a scene from the movie, not just a like sort of 3-dimensional but 2-dimensional, sort of like just capture this image. And whoever got that Captain Marvel image was going to be behind the 8 ball anyway, because there's nothing else in it. And they like the way that the Liam and Emily, was it? The way they did that ship with the lighting in it. I'm like, well, they spent some time doing that. Like they're thinking innovatively. It looked like the ship looked great. That's all that was in the picture. Like other people had like mountains and waves and monsters and like an entire city scene, and they had a blank sky. I will say, like, how did we not get all of the tiles in the background to match up to one level? I don't know how exactly that happened, but at the same time, to pick on it after everything else, the show gets under my skin, but what gets under my skin more is the inconsistent broadcast schedule where I do want to see it once a week. And so when it's like it's on Thursday and Monday instead of Wednesday, and I didn't realize that I missed an episode, and I'm just like, where's that one team? I'm like, oh damn. I missed an episode.
That week messed me up too.
Or like this week
the camp one is the one I missed because you're right, they played it a week before on the Thursday, and I was like, oh, I was like, come on. So I did watch it. It was on YouTube. It wasn't very good. And it skipped. The person who did it skipped all over the place. It looked like it was watching The English Patient. I mean, you're here, there, back. Like, come on. Can I get some like actual like what do you call it? I can't think of it now. But I want a smooth transition here when I'm watching. It was like, literally remind me of The English Patient. I was like, what? It's like, man, I can't tell what's going on here anymore. So, but it is out there on YouTube. It's just not a very good episode to watch,
I also just don't like the overproduction quality, like the quality of the overproduction, I can say, is aggravating. So like when those TikTokers, which I hate using that as a noun, however, I am, because they said it like 1,000 times during the season. When they won the bricks instead of the golden brick, they won like I don't know what 90,000 bricks. Yeah, whatever it was. And they were like throwing them out. They opened that box and were like excited and like throwing it out to everybody. I'm just like, oh my God, can you force non-actors to act anymore? Because that's not who these people are. And I would have to completely disagree with the fact that this show is highlighting the community, because we don't do shit like, we don't do mega blocks like this. We don't build stuff to sit in a wind tunnel or whatever they were doing last season. And like when they did the blow models up episode this year, it looked like CGI explosions. I'm like, is the model actually exploding, or are they just like overlaying sparks? I don't understand what's
Yeah, they'd be better off trying to do like what like at Brick World, like getting a big pool and filling with water and doing like boat races or something where you actually, something where you're actually doing stuff that's actually requiring technology and all that stuff. That would be cool. I mean,
everything would be better if it was more like Brick World. I mean,
if it was more like Brick World. I mean,
like
obviously
they did the RC car racing at one time, the derby stuff.
That was decent,
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, it's, just, kind of thinking outside the box. I mean, you can explode stuff all you want and all that stuff. I mean, in the end, it's just same stuff, different day type kind of thing. But, hey.
So I think my favorite episode ever was in season 1, where they had like the Mad Lib story that the kids filled in the answers and they had to build whatever the kids said. Oh, that was genius. That episode was so much fun, and I wish there was more like that. And I'm glad they didn't continue to do the guest star thing like they did in the first season. Because like usually on reality shows when they have a guest star, they're like also a judge. But it was just like, let's promote other Fox properties.
Right.
So at least they stopped being that like blatant. See, I said something positive about the show. I just
That's
hate
good.
I hate seeing Lego fans abused for the entertainment for the purpose of entertainment, and it not, and then adding the like the rubbing salt in the wound is that they're like it's not an actual representation of the community, which I don't know that representing the community in any form available in modern media is sustainable on that sort of platform.
Hawkeye, you don't have a wrecking ball in your backyard hanging from your big like oak tree, just waiting to just smash some stuff off your picnic
Catch
table?
up, Hawkeye.
That sounds like a good idea. Maybe we need to build a brick built tree and bring it to Brick World and have a wrecking ball on it. You know?
Who
Kids,
is brick built tree?
I don't know. Did you guys build one that was close to one year, or was that just,
We did. We built a 6-foot tree.
yeah, that's what I thought. I thought there was one there once. You guys could do it again. Better get Graham to don't give us all his Duplo and we can build one.
Well, we wanted to look like a tree, so
Graham, that's the right name, right? Graham, was he the one with the Duplo? I thought that was him.
Yeah.
Well, he was in posting on Facebook. I guess he was just on the what was it? Family Feud Canada version.
Okay.
So
I will say I do love like the Canadian teams this year. They are the most engaging to listen to, and they are the funniest with the way they interact with each other, like the firefighters and the brother and sister.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like Fox is like, let's make this happen in Canada by proving that there's Lego talent in Canada. And like that's the next step is like having a Lego Masters US and a Lego Masters Canada.
See,
Otherwise,
I view it as they're desperate for people because
I don't think that they are
they're
because I know so many people. I know from very diverse backgrounds that auditioned for this season.
Yeah, I
they're
haven't done it yet.
reaching out. They reached out. They posted on our LUG's Facebook page for applicants, and this was just like last week. So I don't know. It looks like they're just either they're shotgunning the Lego world, every LUG, every Instagram account, whatever.
Who is Emma Wiggle?
Yeah, that's the
know.
second time I've heard that, and it was from Johnny too.
She was teamed up with
Apparently, Johnny has a Lego crush.
They're on the Australian Brickmas Christmas special.
Oh, okay. Well, then they could have been on the show at some point.
I just
because
watched the finale of that.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of Lego Christmas specials, where's
Jesse,
Mel?
what are you building?
I'm building the big Hogwarts.
Oh, nice.
The big one.
So my husband almost
wide.
bought that. Yeah, my husband almost bought that for our nephew because he wanted a Lego train, and I was like, "That's not a Lego train. It's a standalone."
That is not the one you want to buy for a kid's Lego train.
This is collector series
He's
only for sure. It's gonna sit on a shelf. I'm gonna take it to a museum to display.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost. I mean, it's probably with the size vehicles we'd all like to see. It's probably good width, but if it's not gonna run on tracks, it really isn't any kind of train that any of us can really use. So.
That train
It's
is
a nice
hot.
looking train. They've made some really nice looking trains, but they're too big for the operation of stuff. And since they do sell Lego trains in city, it'd be nice to kind of tweak augment those once in a while, with some trains that are cool.
Because and Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, the crocodile is on regular Trek, right?
Yes.
So why? Because they already had a Hogwarts Express, probably, and they needed to do
I mean,
UCS.
they're doing everything they can to make money, and
Weird. Well, yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be nice to have them. We're going to say it until we're blue in the face. But it'd be nice if they'd re-bring out some of the older ones that they had out about the time they were about ready to go belly up. That you really can't gauge when you're going bankrupt whether or not those are really selling or not selling.
Gauge.
Yeah. So bring back the Santa Fe and the BNSF and so on, but use Octin colors. You don't need licensing, none of that stuff. You just use it in those standard colors like that. I mean, and then it's nice. I mean, you just almost need to try that and see, but I'm going to say that till my deathbed that Lego needs to be a little bit more, adventurous, in terms of stuff that might actually work well with what they've actually got that actually works for kids and stuff. I know they want all this stuff at adults, but come on. When you're bringing out stuff so fast that, I can't keep up. I know I work and I make money, but I don't make that kind of money to be able to afford all that kind of stuff. Now, if they had trains that ran on the tracks that would augment a city, I'd probably buy it. Another Maris type thing, I'd buy it. But this other stuff, no. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Wouldn't go near it. It doesn't work. I don't need something.
Speaking of Canadians, All Bricks Count is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, All Bricks, welcome. I think I watched one of his videos recently. I ended up stumbled on one of the nights when there wasn't much on. I just kind of was watching. I don't remember what he was doing, but I'm always looking. I'm always looking when there's stuff not on. When I'm just sitting around, I'll look to see what's going on other channels. So, but yeah, that's kind of thing is. I'm thinking of maybe building a city here when I redo my storage. So, I'll be pulling up my Maersk and all that stuff, which, hey, they run. They do what they need to do. That be what they be good at. I know Hoosier redid one of his. He rebuilt the Santa Fe with a blue and yellow scheme. What did he say? It was the Blue Bonnet, maybe? Blue Bonnet, I think was the name of the engine. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Mike, it's one of those things where, but then again, this show's 4 years old, and I guarantee it from day one, I've been talking
You've been talking about trains. What?
Trains like that since day one. Well, you have to remember now too, I was part of the Inside Ideas team, and that I did push it back then too, but more from an educational standpoint, using those fancy train posters that they have that shows the history of trains, both all worldwide, U.S., Great Britain, Germany, the whole ball of wax. And so, we'll see. We'll see what they do. We won't hold our breath. I'll turn blue in the face or something for that. So, wow, everybody's seats. They all left their seats. I do like all those nice tubes that Mark's got. Those are pretty cool. I did order some of those, but I probably should have ordered more. But now I know there's a source. Now there's a source out there.
You didn't order 500, did you?
I didn't order that many, but now at least I know there's a source. If I need more, I'll just be like, Mark.
Exactly. Please let me know. Like I said, I have an idea for what I can do with them. I really don't think I'm going to go through 800 of them.
No, you don't think so?
Well, I'm going to go to Chicago looking for some grab bags.
Some what?
Some swag, some grab bags full of.
I did find probably one of
your old parts.
I did find. I probably left out in storage, but I did find one of probably the last original grab bag still out there. It has parts from the Shuttle Expedition Explorer. The dark orange parts that were only in those sets. Found that recently. I keep coming across it, and I keep debating whether I want to part it out or just figure out a way to maybe sell it as is with all those nice rare parts in it. So we'll see. But no problem. All bricks. I mean, it's it's a community. I mean, we all have. There's all kinds of shows out there. I mean, everybody's streaming. The pandemic really kind of boosted that, so there's a lot more out there than there probably was before. And there are nights when there isn't a lot going on, and if I'm sitting in front of the computer, I'm going to look for something to listen to. I listen Tuesday. Bookie Boo and Heather Bricks, Mr. Bookie Boo and Heather Bricks are on Instagram. Watch them a little bit. That's a pretty good stream. They've got some good stuff there that I'll listen to and watch. So.
Is that a new frosted pint glass, Jesse?
No.
Looks kind of frosted to me, but
It's got a sandblasted color to it.
Oh.
I found my mugs. I got my mugs somewhere, but they're not chilled. I found them when I was out in storage recently. I brought them, but I don't think I put them in the fridge. Probably these guys.
The Kevin returneth. Did we just leave him in the back room, or?
Well, he had to split.
Where stores was going out of business at Colorado Mills.
He's not there.
He's still connected, but he's muted, so I've got him off the screen.
These were dirt cheap when I bought them at the one store in Mills that was going under a household store. But I think I bought 2 sets of 4.
Mark, what are you building there?
An orchard, and I cannot find my brown
apples or peaches?
Cherries.
I'm sorry, what?
Cherries.
Cherries. Oh, a cherry.
Yeah, I'm going the Anton Chekhov route.
The cherries are probably with your shrubbery from your last build from Brickworld last year.
No, I've had them recently. They're in this flood mess. I think they're wrapped in plastic somewhere. I'm gonna mute.
You know how you cut down a shrubbery with a herring.
Dear Lord.
No Monty Python fans out there? Come on.
No, I just groaned. I'm sorry.
You groaned because you knew it, or you groaned because you...
I groaned because it's I thought everyone would know it.
Seriously, come on. What? Oh, God.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Streaming on all those platforms, pretty cool. Yeah, and StreamYard just changed up all their plans recently too. I was watching that and looking at some of the plans, but unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah, I just
right now to do all that.
I just downloaded Ecamm Live to do it from an app because it looks like StreamYard and Restream are like fighting and falling and blah blah blah. So I did a desktop app so that I could stream up to 4K and then use it for like videos at shows that I would project, and was like, well, let's just drop this entire like web-based thing. Anyway, we can talk about that privately at some point.
Okay.
It's the streamers here. Yeah, I went with Ecamm Live.
Conclusion. I was always looking. I mean, once what was it, the Google, whatever we were using long time ago, whatever the heck that was. And then I just kind of went to Zoom, but once the pandemic hit, the delay and everything, and I had lots of problems. This is what I came to. So I've been here ever since.
I remember those days. I remember trying to figure out how this was going to work.
Some of my Zoom videos are nowhere near as nice as my ones now on StreamYard. I will tell you that. So, and sadly, a lot of those are with Brick Freak, unfortunately. So,
yeah. In the words of Cher, if I could turn back time, I'd invest in Zoom and StreamYard and
Google Hangouts. Yep, all bricks.
Google
that's
Hangouts.
Right. Google Hangouts is where everybody was.
And plexiglass.
As that was getting axed, everybody was looking for stuff. I mean, and I kind of went to Zoom to try it because you could do 50, 100 people. I think I maxed at about 12. I think I got as high as 12, and that was about it once. And then, I'm in 10 in this one in a long time. So I think I was 10 for the 72 hour. I think is when I hit 10 people on this. Ooh, nice.
Is that new?
Ooh.
It's 2 plates high, domed 4x4.
Dude.
Looks like they're almost trying to maybe make that
So they have an inverse version of that.
Ow, there's a lot in the 2023 sets.
Are there?
Sorry, go ahead, Larry. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, so the inverse version of that, where instead of the studs on top of that, you have anti-studs, is coming out in this new slushy food truck thing. But it was previously was only in the Gargantos Doctor Strange set and the Harry Potter Hedwig set.
Willie, what is your fantasy football? Was your fantasy football team melted ice bears not doing so hot or what? Is that why you're saying the hi to everybody but me? Your melted ice bears truly aren't melting ice bears. It's terrible. I know it sucks. That's what happens when you pick on ice bears, man. Karma bites you bad, buddy. Those ice bears don't take kindly to being badmouth, man. You're lucky they only ruined your fantasy football team and haven't shown up at your house yet. That's a good point.
It's an aggro scream.
Truncated training seasons since COVID have ruined fantasy football for so many people because there are so many injuries without people having the normal training and practice time. These are all over the place in a league where I got the highest score in week 2, and then I've lost every game since.
I haven't done that bad. Hey, I'm above you right now, Willie. That's all matters. But I probably won't be. I think I got Cliff this week, and he's 11-1, so I probably won't. We'll probably be tied after this weekend, I'm sure. Somebody got all the good players somehow. And my good players never play good when they need to. They play like crap, and then when they on the bench, then they play good. And you're like, oh great, thanks. It's okay. I get away. College basketball started now, so I'm already away from football. My mind's already on to basketball, so I'm good. Huh?
You're managing a team. You can't abandon your team, Reed.
I'm not abandoning them. I'm just not using as much brain power,
And that's why they'll fail.
So, no, I got a lot of young players for the Badgers this year playing basketball that could make it a fun season. Hopefully, make a deep run in the postseason. I hope. We'll see. We'll see how they do. Watched a couple games. They look decent in the Bahamas. They lost to number 3 Kansas by a point. I'd say that's pretty good. Oh, okay. I just did something wrong here. Made a building mistake. It's me and this. It's me. I have you this week. What? I don't know. I don't pay attention. Like I said, I'm not paying attention. Who cares? Football. It's pros. Well,
you mean pros like PROS?
Pros. I don't know. I just basically got in there, Willie, just to pay someone $25 next. Isn't it? Yeah, I'll probably get. Players will play like crap, like they always do. You know, slated to get 13 gets 10. Yeah, that's the story of my life. It is you, Willie. That's fine. No big deal. So we'll be tied. We'll both be fighting to stay out of the bottom. We'll be fighting to not get beat by Haley. Well, yeah, I had one player play. It's still, like I said, he didn't even score as many points as he was slated to. So that don't tell you. That tells you a lot right there. So but the numbers still say I will get my booty handed to me. Now, does Jesse, does that have the ability to have stuff in the tender to motorize it or whatever? Is that with the motor and everything?
Can't run on any track.
That would you could run it back and forth, you know, on a big piece of custom track.
I mean, I showed this. I don't know if you saw this, but even on the display, I can turn a crank and the wheels turn.
Oh, it doesn't move.
So I could put a motor in there.
That is weird, man.
It's got. It's got
okay.
Spiky things holding it up over the rails.
So much criticism, so much shade I want to throw right now. It's just
if I were to put it on this without the stand pieces, I guess, you know, technically hypothetically it would move.
Oh, okay.
And those are the
straight rails. Hey, Nikki, those are the straight rails. Like the
okay, hold the phone. Stop the presses. Nikki's here. Reed, you don't know Nikki because Nikki joined DENLUG after. But Jesse and Mark, you have met Nikki.
Yeah, wasn't she? Didn't she come to Chicago or not?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I saw her then. Saw her at the cookout.
Nikki is my Lego little sister. Although sometimes I'm her little brother. It just depends on the situation. But Mark, you met Nikki. She did the Resident Evil build. And
he's digging for his cherries still.
Nikki, you and Reed have met, or you just know each other?
We met at Chicago.
Oh, you met at Chicago. Okay, duh. Yeah. I forgot, Reed, you were at Chicago.
I probably did a few virtual meetings early on too.
Reed's been to Chicago?
Wait, Reed was in Chicago? I don't remember Reed in Chicago. I remember this guy that gave us red shirts. That's all I remember.
That's they couldn't get the proper colored shirts fast enough. I'm sorry.
Okay. I remember Nikki. Sorry, I was outside of the room. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. I do remember Nikki on the Resident Evil build, so.
Oh, crap. I did that all.
I'm muted? No, I'm not.
No,
Nikki says you.
She's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's talking about me or Reed. I'm pretty sure she's talking about me.
Pretty sure she just referred to me, and I'm like, sorry.
No. I'm going to guess. I think it's about 70% that she was talking about me because I get that a lot from her. And yes, Dickie loves your mom.
Yeah. My mom impresses everyone.
I met your mom.
Everyone did. She was doing registration, so.
Yes, she was.
Oh, okay.
I've met her over the years. I filled in for her.
Yep. As Brick World bouncer.
Brick World helping. I was by the front this year, and I didn't even get paged at all to come help. I was kind of
I'm
shocked.
like Rodney Dangerfield, man. I get no respect.
Oh, Reed, one of the reasons you weren't paged for help this year is because Drew Van Wyck was one aisle over from you, and he's like 6'7". So I was like, Drew, come over here.
What about Eric?
Oh, Bricklock.
Which Eric?
Bricklock. What about Bricklock? The gentle giant.
I don't know who that is.
Yes,
he was there. He was there. Big guy, huge. He's the big blue bricks guy. He likes the really awesome blue brick sets. He was there. He hung out with. He was around. He was around. He was there for the. He was there for the public days, wasn't he?
I was not on the floor at all during public days.
What were you doing?
All. Working. Sunday, it took me 6 hours to create the slideshow for closing ceremonies.
Oh, that's right, and you still didn't get it right.
I know.
I don't mean to call you out, but it was
it's something I got to work on.
It wasn't even bad. I mean, I can't imagine what you guys have to put together in such a short amount of time. You guys did awesome.
Well, thank you, but yeah, it was a little embarrassing at the same time to be like, I don't know what happened to the slide that I meant to make a very elaborate joke with.
Don't you hate that? I was like, I totally had a joke for this.
I'm right, but PowerPoint wasn't working with me at all. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of learning going on this year. You know how it goes.
Well, you did get it right before the pandemic hit. So
yeah, I did.
You've been there many years. I mean,
purchased it right before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that that's actually why? That's why I knew there was going to be a global pandemic, because I was like, oh, I bought the company and we did Brickworld Kansas City.
What's the worst
show I did? The first show out of the gate was Brickworld Kansas City, which was the second show ever in Brickworld history to lose money. And then I did Brickworld Detroit, which was lame, and then Brickworld Fort Wayne, which was also lame. And I was like, well, I just can't wait to hit Brickworld Indianapolis, onto Chicago. And so when like whispers of a potential pandemic started coming out of China, I was like, yep, it's going to be a global pandemic. Mega blocking, know it. It's happening. It's coming. And I had several friends who I have a group of friends here in the city who like conspicuously all own their own businesses. These are the people I'm drawn to nowadays. And they were one's my my personal trainer, one's my hair stylist. And I was like, there's going to be a global pandemic. And they're like, you're overreacting. I'm like, I'm not. I just bought a public event business. There's 100% going to be a global pandemic. Oh, no. Like, so many people are overreacting. It's this, is that. I'm like, no. It's coming.
And it
I was mentally prepared for it, not emotionally prepared for it. Yeah. I mean, let's put a pin in this, but let's just call it that all of society throughout the world, I was going to say in the US, but no, it's everywhere. I think we're sitting on a couple years worth of collective social PTSD that nobody knows that's what it is.
Right.
You know, I'm laughing uncomfortably when I say that, but it's real. You see it everywhere all the time. I see it at the dog park. I see it at venues where I'm like, all right, I know what you guys went through. I know how you feel about this, but We're all gonna be okay. Settle down, everybody. Settle down. But it's hard to like. We all went through the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an ugly, ugly place to have found yourself. And here we are on the
Oh, the
supposed
stories we will tell in 10, 20 years.
or next year, because I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop now that we got Pi.
Oh, God. Have you watched The Peripheral?
I am watching, and I can't wait to watch the most recent episode, which just dropped probably an hour ago. An hour and a half ago, yeah.
Hour and a half ago? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's a Friday show.
The Friday show,
It
it
dropped-
dropped at like midnight East Coast time. Like, I watched it this first thing this morning.
Oh, really? So here's my dumb Gen X ass thinking that if it drops on a Friday, I assume it's at like prime time.
Oh, my God, Mark, we have to talk.
Oh, yeah. No. No, I think I just figured it out.
No, Mark, it means you can get up at 1 a.m. and watch the Friday show.
Oh, you mean because I go to bed at like average 2 a.m. So I could have done it before I went to bed.
Before you went to bed, you could have fallen asleep to it.
20 hours ago, it dropped.
Yeah. So let me tell you what happens.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, spoiler is you get like 5 hours and then it's free.
No, Larry, you're also a Gen Xer. So 5 hour spoilers are a very millennial thing.
Sure.
5 hour spoilers. Like it's like, listen, millennials, Gen Z, we understand this. It's social media age. But if you're going to post something with spoilers in it, just type spoiler alert first.
Yes.
What did I forget about that the other day? I forgot to do that for something.
So anyway, about that show,
I don't know, Reed. Yes.
It's very much what you were saying. They talk about, so for those of you who've been watching it, this is not a spoiler alert because the quote unquote jackpot is what
Because
they
it's been
talk
more than
about.
5 hours.
Oh, it's been more than 5 hours. It's been more than 5 weeks. And the idea behind the show is that
Well, talk about everything but today's episode.
I will.
Thank you, Jesse.
As the spoiler
That was the spoiler alert.
The spoiler king,
show host,
indeed.
you have to wait at least 24 hours.
Dude, we used to do the spoiler show like the same day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. We
irregardless.
used to.
Irregardless. I love you.
Yeah,
Didn't
Thank
really
you.
work.
Thank you. I hate that word, but I love that word because
Yes, same.
it makes fun of people with bad grammar.
I caused a kerfuffle in our live stream on Tuesday for Giving Tuesday because my co-host said regardless, and I was like, "Did you just say irregardless?" And he was like, "No, I don't think I did." And I was like, "I think you did." I got all these DMs that were like, "Irregardless is a word if you like it or not," and I was like,
Dude, you know what? Here's what I hate about that word. It's like the word that caused Merriam-Webster to be like, okay, enough people use it, so we're going to make it a word. But no,
Yes.
it's a double negative. You cannot. I'm a grammar police kind of dude.
"So am I."
It's not allowed.
You know what else I did that with, Larry? You know the other one that annoys me that Merriam-Webster's had to do was change the definition of literally.
Oh my, dude. I've given up. I've given up on language. When they did that, I gave up on language. I'm just gonna find another planet to live on.
I heard they added gaslighting to the dictionary.
Oh, Oh, absolutely.
It's
They
the word of
did.
the year. They didn't. That's been a word for a long time. It's the word of the year for 2022, which I adore Merriam-Webster for trolling.
That is so true. Merriam-Webster trolls.
Yes, they do.
Trolling
Oh my
their own
God.
dictionary. Maybe they don't know what it means.
If you want some sick shade, follow Merriam-Webster on Twitter. Because those bitches, oh my God. They don't mega block around, let me tell you.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
I guess maybe I should say, like, if I'm going to dub myself by using the word mega block, maybe if I'm going to say mega block around, I should say mega block around. Let's say like mega blocker or
So I'm trying to make
where the
pine
word.
trees covered in snow, but a little bit upscaled.
Can we get a close up on what you're doing? Because it looks gorgeous from like the thumbnail. But I want to see all these.
Okay, so what I did,
Oh my God.
I just made. This is supposed to be like a sidewalk, but buried in snow. So we've got a shovel sticking out of it like this. I'm gonna have a guy. You can't
Okay.
see the guy. All you see is his little. Hold on. You're gonna see his little stocking cap and some hands and some hands on his shovel.
Can you put
You know.
Can you put a dog tail in there? Because that was what my shepherd would do, was get ahead of me. All you could see was the tip of her tail.
That's an idea I might incorporate. Unfortunately, so
You don't-
this
you have to
is what
incorporate
I built this in 90 freaking minutes last night
It's
on
beautiful.
Iceberg Stream. Okay, thank you, but this is all I could do in 90 minutes. I couldn't add the flourishes. Is that the right word? Flourishes.
Sure.
I want like the pine tree, to make it look like you've got a guy shoveling his sidewalk after a major snowstorm with some other things sticking out of the snow. Because
Can he be a midget?
Well, also like not to make anyone.
The problem is, look. So this is his snow cap. It's kind of
Yeah.
But here's my problem. The studs are facing down, so I'm trying to get. I need to get the maybe I'll get some. I want to get some hair, but it's all upside down. So if I put I've got a hair piece here, but
Yeah,
Sounds like a real problem.
it is with Lego and their directions and the 90 degrees and anyway. So I'm doing a pine tree covered in snow
To give it scale, good call.
Yeah, so it's got to be like a lot of snow on the pine tree.
I mean, right now it looks like something that's in the like soft serve or not soft serve, the ice cream bin at 31 Flavors. So I'm like, it not to make anyone uncomfortable, but it looks delicious and I want to lick it.
There you go.
Well, God bless Pick-a-Brick Wall for these guys.
Oh wow, that was on Pick-a-Brick?
That was on Pick-a-Brick. I filled up I mean, look at the top of this. It's covered in them.
Woo!
I'm gonna have to get some if I can find them again.
Those make some great drifting, and they're also going to be
Really does.
part of something going to Chicago next year. I picked them up specifically for that. But anyway, so I'm trying to. So I've got.
No, I'm sorry. Hey, Larry, if I can interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Newbridge, Tennessee just asked me, what? Lick it? It's like, yes, lick it. It looks delicious.
Doesn't it? It looks.
Anyway, go ahead.
It looks like Larry spilled ice cream all over his build table. He should be ashamed of himself.
Delicious.
delish. So I made these. I learned this technique about making evergreen pine trees.
Did I stutter?
So now I'm transitioning to a snow-covered version of that. It's a little
Nice.
tricky.
Mhm.
It's a little tricky.
Well, as much snow as they got, probably don't need much of the pine tree sticking out.
No.
Uh-oh.
Especially if it's going to be like Buffalo. They got like in the south of Buffalo, they got like 30 some feet. So
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
No, they did not.
Yeah,
I thought they got like
4 to
30
5 feet of snow, which, like every 10 to 12 years here in Denver, we'll get something like that, and I love it.
Hey, Mark,
I'm insane.
Oh,
but
well, send me the link.
I love it.
20 feet in Buffalo?
South Buffalo. Yeah. Well, all that rain we got here in Madison, like literally 2-3 days ago, if it had been cold instead of warm, we'd have had 2 feet of snow.
Building.
It rained like all day for like a whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unreal.
No, I thought they got like 6 to 8 feet in Buffalo, but 30?
Oh no, maybe was it 6 8? Yeah, sorry, 6
Yeah.
8.
Thank you. Calm down.
I don't know. Big amount. Big amount. Lot amount. It was a lot. I don't know what it was.
What's up, Macros in the house?
You're probably going to find
Maybe
out it
I'm
was
thinking somewhere in the mountains or something.
Hey, Reed, send Bricklock an invite.
or the North Pole.
North Pole. They don't get any snow there.
I don't. There might be 30 feet of snow up there. I've never been there. I don't know. Tell me whatever. I'll believe it. But Buffalo, not 30 feet. Although,
Hello.
who said hello?
I don't know what's going on. It's just Reed talking on mute.
Is that what's happening? I wondered why it got so quiet. It made me feel self-conscious.
Hello, Reed's mom.
Hi, Reed's mom.
Is it ice cream time?
Bet you wish you were at Larry's, where you could just lick what
Larry's
he's
got the
building.
ice cream. He's got a whole plate of ice cream there.
Larry, don't bring it in Chicago. I'm going to lick it.
I'm bringing it to Chicago because you're
I'm
late,
going.
and I'm going to put
Get rid
it on social media.
I don't know what.
I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to jump out of my casket.
I'm talking about my mock.
I know. Even just with your mock as the subject, it's going to be all NSFW. So
I know.
just
I
to
know.
warn you,
I know.
that'll be after work.
So the title of this is Light Furies. Not Light Furies. Light Flurries. I can talk.
Thank
Wow,
you.
we
That
let
makes
a
a lot
turtle
more.
in. There's a turtle in here now.
Because people in places like Colorado and Buffalo and
Macro.
Minneapolis and Chicago know about what light flurries can turn into.
Yep.
Who's Donatello?
Who's who?
Donatello here.
Willie.
That's Willie.
It's Raphael, sir.
It's hello.
Sorry. I got the wrong color.
Willie, where's your face?
What up, Willie?
What's up, everybody? I am working right now. Larry.
Working? Are you coming to Chicago, man?
I hope to.
Are you setting up
God.
a booth?
No. If we come to Chicago, it's just to AFOL it out.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's enough to do without bringing anything. That's what I've been trying to tell, some of my LUG members. It's like, you don't have to bring something. Just go and have a blast.
I'm gonna bring some bills.
Oh, okay.
But
There you go.
it won't be a working weekend.
But you're working this weekend?
No, I'm at home right now listing stuff.
Oh, listing. Okay.
But all this talk about licking Larry, I had to come on.
All right, we need to clarify what we're saying.
We're talking
I
about
want
the
to lick
ice cream.
Larry's build. I don't want to lick Larry. Just
Well,
I mean,
Well,
Mark,
I
you say,
don't know.
grammar wise.
you say that now, but you know.
I think Larry wants to be licked.
Hey,
well, he's got a dog.
I got no shame.
No comment.
Get us a lick and you dress up. So get an ice cream cone. He'll lick you.
You got on and started this. Hey, my kingdom for a 1x1 brick with 4 side studs. Where are they?
My kingdom for where I put my 2x2 jumpers. God,
Super jumpers. So I worked when I worked for Legoland.
there they are.
I moved to Malaysia to help open that model shop, and they coined the 2x2 jumper the super jumper,
The
and I
super
love
jumper.
it.
You lived in Malaysia?
For 4 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been to Malaysia.
Yeah, where did you go?
I went to Penang.
Oh yeah. Beautiful there.
And that was the one and only time I went. What are they? Is it parasailing? When you're basically like
On the back of a boat.
on the back
With
of
a
a boat,
parachute.
yeah, with a parachute.
Swinging. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
were in
dude,
Penang.
I was in Penang. That was
So
when I
that's
was
a
in the
tourist
Navy.
destination. I was in Galampata and God, what was the other name? I can't remember the name of the city, but the translation meant dirty traffic.
Dirty traffic. That's hilarious.
It was one of the city centers. And so I was on the east end of the island, just outside of Singapore, and it was a very, very different like atmosphere than the touristy areas.
But you said just outside of Singapore?
Yep, just over the bridge from Singapore. Kalampata is
Okay.
like the first city.
Oh,
And then,
okay. Because I've been to Singapore too, as well, and Singapore is amazing.
Amazing. Yes.
Amazing.
agreed. Jinx, by the way.
Amazing.
Yep.
Because
So Jeff
it's
asked
it's very westernized, and it is the cleanest city in the world.
Jeff asked if Willie came on the show to lick Larry.
Whatever.
I feel like
It's-
it's fair.
it's
I feel like
Friday, right?
Willie came on the show to offer to lick Larry.
Dear God.
But, like virtually licking would be like boring.
That is gross, Jeff. Have you seen Larry?
Come on, man.
So
No.
the fact that you call Singapore like westernized, that's one of the reasons that they're like they are the target of a lot of South China Sea terrorist groups.
They are.
They're so far west reaching that a lot of the a lot of the other local nations find them a threat through their terrorist organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like their local governments. It's like other people who are like Singapore thinks they're Westerners. And they, by the way, you want to know why that city's so clean?
Because they're so strict.
Because you can get publicly caned for leaving gum on the sidewalk.
Dude, there are signs above the urinals that say $1,000 fine for not flushing. That's why. It is there is an authority. There's like an authoritarian cloud over that city.
Yeah, you know what else Singapore does? So Singapore is like the entire country is about the size of New York City.
Oh yeah,
and so they have like all these like their big problem was they had all these
commuters that were buying cars. And so now, if you live in Singapore, in order to buy a car, you have to buy an intent to buy a vehicle license, which costs roughly $10,000 US.
Oh, sure.
So to even buy a car, you're tacking $10,000 on top of it. And then their major roads, they have mobile toll booths. So if a city gets too if a street gets too traffic clogged, they drive on to that street an extra toll booth, and then they prorate that toll booth for the amount of traffic that's coming through. So if you want to use this road that's causing a lot of traffic, they start charging you more and more to drive them.
Sure. It's kind of ingenious. I mean,
it's also kind of scary.
It is scary and ingenious at the same time. I mean, yeah.
At the same time, their public transportation system is second to none.
Oh, yeah.
So their buses and trains, by the way, their trains are automated, and they show up like every 3 minutes.
Isn't that crazy? Robot trains. That's robot trains for those out there in the chat.
Can't wait.
I know, right?
One of the weekends I was visiting there, I pulled a girl out of the automated doors because her backpack got stuck before the train was about to stop. Yeah. And she was all kind of like she was on her phone. It was 2008, so I don't even know what she was doing. I didn't have an iPhone at that time. Oh. So I don't know what was going on there, that she was all like drowning in her phone. And like the doors closed on her bag.
She was the first one.
Yeah, right? I think Singapore was the first one. Because one of the problems I had when I lived out there is we didn't have chips in our cards yet, in our credit cards. Mm-hmm. But every other developed nation in the world had microchips in their credit cards at that point. And so, right. So I like they were way ahead of a lot of technological curves for whatever, like, let's just give me a moment to like be political. Whatever lobbyists were stopping that from happening here. Very used to technology. They had a lot of technology before we had it. So our phone was probably more advanced than I had a BlackBerry while I was there. And
I'm sorry.
Since it was 2000.
The early 2000s called. They want their mobile device back.
Right. Since it was 2000.
BlackBerry.
Verizon wouldn't even give me a phone to use out there. So I had to shut off my service for 6 months because I was leaving for 4 months. And I refused to pay otherwise. So I paid prorated rates when I came back, because the only thing they could give me was a brick phone to go to Malaysia with. And I was like, sure, let's do it. And they're like, oh, we ran out of brick phones. So I had a burner phone in Malaysia.
That's not a thing.
It wasn't really good. And it shouldn't have been.
Crazy.
Yeah. How do we get on this topic?
Parasailing, Malaysia. I don't know.
Well, let's get off of this topic.
Okay.
Ice cream?
It's interesting.
I think somehow, I would say, I think we got onto this topic somehow because we were talking about licking Larry.
Oh, God.
Somehow it went from there.
See, now you're just right. Now you're just regressing.
Yes, I am. I refuse to ever progress.
Besides, licking Larry sounds like it should be a hashtag.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, let's make it happen.
How about no, Scott? Scotty, don't.
So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Well, we'll give it a shot. See how it
But
goes.
you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, if Larry wants to be a teammate, I think maybe some constructive criticism
Wait, what are you talking about? Shh.
could be a test of our teammate ability.
Do we want to air this on live
Oh,
YouTube?
nice. Do it.
Sure. Why not? We only have 7 watchers. Come on.
I just want to. I just can't. I just can't sit back and say nothing. Like if we're serious, but and I'm just going back to your ice cream there.
You guys would be awesome.
It's too shallow.
How many meetings have you had? And who are you meeting with? The casting producers or the
No,
Fox producers?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mark. Shush.
No, he's right there. And there's 10 people watching, so come on.
What do you mean too shallow?
Did you sign?
No,
And
we
then
haven't. No.
So yeah. So
we're just talking about. I just want to talk about the shovel mock.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm testing. Like here's my constructive criticism.
Here comes Simon Cowell,
potential teammate.
Okay.
You've got a shovel coming out, and the whole concept is to show the snow is how deep.
Really deep.
But scale-wise, you only have enough for the head of the person on there.
Well, the illusion that I want to create is that.
Oh, you're worried about the scale of the head of the shovel, right?
Well, I'm thinking if you're going to do that as a mock, it needs to be like 18 inches tall.
Brick lock.
So you want me to make? Hold on.
It'd be easy to do. They have Duplo. They have white.
So
Duplo.
you want me to make it this tall?
However, like the person's feet should be on the table.
No. I get that, and I appreciate your feedback because after all, Simon, everyone listens to whatever you say.
Yeah, this would be.
But the pictures I would take would be, you're just going to see.
Okay, for pictures
from here up. The only reason I made it this tall is so that I can build up enough whatever kind of a thingamajig I need to make, because all I really want to see is the surface.
Yeah. Okay. So if the purpose is for a photo, then you're good.
That's my point.
Okay.
And Nikki, if this is his, can you see this from if I do that? Hold on. So here's my head.
I get it.
And here's the shovel. Well, Nikki's saying the shovel needs to be bigger, and I actually use the shovel as my scale for the rest of the person. All I want you to see is just the top of a guy.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just watching the thing, and all I see is, from a scale perspective, 8 inches of snow and a shovel stuck in the snow.
Oh my gosh! Hey, you need to. I'm going to send you.
And the whole purpose is to show that it snowed
from Colorado. So
if you want to show it snowed 10 feet, then show me the 10 feet. Don't show me the top.
Jesse, seriously, are you asking? Are you asking for a realistic height to have the legs, or do you think that people will not be able to accept that?
That's my constructive criticism. The whole thing is the joke of it snowed this much, and you're only doing the icing on the cake. You're showing the top foot of.
He's showing at least half the cake. I have to say, it's at least half the cake. I think it reads.
It's only got room for that guy's head.
I got it. I think maybe the shovel's too large, but I think if you're going to do something where you're trying to show 8 feet of snow, you're just going to waste a lot of brick otherwise. And so I understand.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have enough brick to make it, 32 bricks high. So and especially if I was doing it in 90 minutes. That was the whole thing of this.
We're past the 90-minute mark.
I know, but
well, I don't know how many days.
If I have to rebuild this whole thing,
That's why I'm saying something. I don't know how many days.
F that. F that. I'm not gonna rebuild the whole damn
If
thing.
I was going to be an amateur couples counselor,
That's why I'm saying something. I don't know.
Why did it need to be constricted to 90 minutes? What's happening? Where'd that come from?
That's what I said last night. But
Well,
Mel
someone-
started off with a 90-minute challenge, and that's kind of how it's been. I'm like,
Oh, I see.
poor Troy threw his build across the room after we were
It's
done.
like a little mini Lego
Well, it
Master
sounds like
show.
Troy has other issues.
No, Troy's in a fantastic. Troy smokes us, but he was very frustrated last night. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's okay to be frustrated, but it's what you do with your frustration that counts. And if you're going to throw a model across the room,
Well,
sounds to me.
he
was
onto something awesome, and he ran out of time. Which that's what Lego Masters is all about, man. You have got to fit your dream into that 9 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 7 hours, whatever they're giving you.
90 minutes.
It's not an episode of Lego Masters. And if you want to be on Lego Masters, don't throw your creation across the room. Or maybe do that. Because then you get the drama.
You
They
might
like
like
to-
it. It's a good way to get casted, I think. Just
Yeah, maybe.
So-
Yeah, maybe they'll program.
use
Either
that
way.
yeah. But it's something you're not going to use, and then throw that across the room just for the drama effect.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Welcome to the show, Bricklock.
What's up?
310 exactly. Hey Jesse. So I think like Larry took your criticism very well. I think if I looked at that, I understood there's depth there first. If I saw a small head peeking out of it, I would imagine the further depth myself to be able to understand the height of the person. They're in over their head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have the willing suspension of disbelief to understand that person is not a child, is not a small person, is like understand the joke with as much white as Larry has and in his. Hey, Larry,
Could you have built like the side of a house on the one side with the like maybe the
No,
window?
and that's just a good point. I was thinking of having something. You could have something up here.
and that's why he's putting the trees in the top. He's got the shovel at the right scale. He's got the tips of the pine trees that are ludicrous.
Or
because
if you have
we're-
a house buried, and
we're
all you see
20
is
feet down, if that's the tip of a pine tree. Pine trees grow freaking ludicrously.
Well, I mean, I could see. I've got more to go.
There you go.
I'm interjecting snow into that.
That-
And then I want to have. I was thinking a mailbox, but I'm thinking a mailbox would actually be shorter than a man, so maybe like a light post.
a broken
And that way.
8 feet of snow, if it's 8 feet of snow, there'd be no mailbox peeking out. So work on your
True.
scale there, Larry.
It would be a lump. A mailbox would be a lump. But if I had a lamp post,
Would it?
I could actually add lighting and put light in a lamp post, like right here. I don't know.
Power lines. Power lines.
Power
would be
lines.
interesting.
house would be the best thing. A window or something that you can kind of see the height. That's
I
what I-
agree with Reed 100%. Hey, let's click off this real quick.
Nobody
Because
ever agrees with
there's
Reed.
way too much tension. First of all, let's be
I'm about to
friends.
throw this. I'm about to throw it. Just kidding.
Wow.
The second reason is like Bricklock has like several times like we've chatted back and forth in the text chain here, and if I did at Brick World Chicago meet you in person, I apologize. I was a mess.
I was with
I
Macro.
want to
And,
hear more from Bricklock.
yeah, I was with Macro most of the time, and then also with I was the giant walking around with Macro. And
Yeah,
then,
that guy.
And then Shy and all the other guys that were.
You were hanging around by our stuff a little bit too.
Yeah, I was also with Reed quite a bit up front, and so. But
Larry's mock is making the chat sad.
yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
the
not.
one that lived.
No, I made it. I was like, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but
I lived
Who's
in
No.
Chicago.
But that
Who's
Jesse,
in
you
control of
Let's
this?
put a pin in it, Larry. We'll put a pin in it and talk about
Who's
it.
in control of this? Like, just highlight Bricklock so we can just listen to him talk for a minute.
He
He makes great comments, and like
he has
I've
a
never
beautiful voice.
seen him in person. So let's let him talk about himself and like whatever he wants to talk about.
Well, I mean,
Hey, Bricklock.
the first time I went to Brickworld Chicago was in 2012. That was for my first experience at
That was
Brickworld
mine
Chicago.
too.
And I've been going pretty much almost every year. And obviously with COVID and everything went to crap, but you know, I've been collecting Lego since like 79. And I had some gray ages, not really any dark ages. And I've really never really talked to anybody that did Lego until like a couple of years ago. I just kind of like lived in my own little world and just did what I wanted to do. And so, but yeah, but now most people online know me as like the Flego master with all the blue bricks and things that I
Blue
own.
brick. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I figure I paid homage to Lego for 40 years. I can just do whatever I feel like it, and if they have a problem with it, then whatever.
Preach, brother.
I mean, I just spent $300 on Lego just yesterday, so I mean, it's not like I don't still spend money. I'm just like,
What'd you buy?
I got
What did you buy?
I bought the new city train. I got because I needed to buy something to get my pirate ride and my dragon ride.
Yeah.
So I got the train, plus I got the house set and then the little elf set or whatever. So I got enough to get those, and then I bought one of the animal rescue mission sets.
Oh yeah.
Because I had animals in it. I figured, well, the alligator and the other animals are worth at least $20 or whatever. So I bought that to get my pirate ride. But I mean, I have so much Lego, it's ridiculous. I mean, yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, but like I said, read it. Like if your storage shed is feeling like some things need a new home. There's people that can help you out.
I sell it just to kind of. I sell Lego so I can buy more Lego. I just want.
Yeah, I don't sell Lego
parts, than I want sets.
Yeah, I don't sell Lego.
Sets aren't the thing anymore. I mean, I bought sets for stupid reasons. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I got like 5. I mean, I posted that one on Facebook, and I mean, I got a half a dozen people messaging me already about just onesie, twosie stuff is what I want. I had one person who said, I said, she said, can I give me your phone number? And I says, you can just message me here.
Yeah.
And then she said, can I get your phone number? I'm like, did you not understand the English? It's, message me here.
Yeah.
I'm not giving out my phone number to just anybody about Lego.
But Mark, if you ever need help with anything, like I said, I'm not very far away. I go up to Chicago, pretty regularly. So.
I have a question for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's up?
Why does Brick Hive and Doc call you Mr. Lincoln?
Because I'm a giant, and I'm actually taller than Mr. Lincoln, and I have the beard. I don't know.
From the land of Lincoln.
I am from the land of Lincoln, obviously. So
okay, that all comes.
But I mean,
together
that's it. Just because I was at Hive's house after Brick Fair, Virginia.
I'm so jealous. That sounds like it was.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
kick in the pants.
M&R was there, and lots of people were there. So Brick Architect, she was there, and Sands was there, and it was a fun time. It was pretty cool, hang out with everybody.
So I gotta have a sit down dinner with Mr. Bricklock and Mrs.
I've also hung out with Larry in Denver.
When he came out to Denver.
Yeah. I get around. I get around.
Yeah, don't say that on this stream because take stuff the wrong way. Apparently.
Well, I don't really care. Do you really think many people argue with me, Larry?
No.
Just don't say gerbil.
What?
Don't say gerbil.
Gerbil? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh.
So
I will try to stay away from rodent names.
So Bricklock, what are you working on tonight? Since we've had you in here yet, and we've not asked you yet.
I am working on this guy.
Oh, Van Gogh or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Friday night. Cool, cool.
So
Awesome.
Nice.
I'll
Yeah.
change my camera so you can see it more.
Plus, I'm trying to sell Lego too because I owe somebody some money too. So
Your bookie.
So I bought something from someone who needed to make the money for whatever Thursday, whatever it was, and then of course, who was it? Zizu tells me about the Galaxy Explorer as I'm leaving 25 minutes after I left one of the Walmart. So I bought a couple of those guys. And then on Black Friday, my phone dies or is dying. I mean, the battery's pretty much shot on the old one. So I go to AT&T to get a new one. And, and of course they were on Saturday and they were just, hammered out of phones. So I got like a 13 Pro or whatever. It's a good deal. So I spent a little bit more money than I was supposed to, and so I still got to pay the guy that has that set. So I'm gonna see him tomorrow. So I have to take some of my Atlantis sets and see if he wants to, maybe do a little horse trading. Half this, half that. We'll see.
I had already bought the Galaxy Explorer, so I didn't. I mean, I wish I
have
would.
One. I have 3 now. I mean,
oh jeez, I have one on my desk at school where I teach, but like.
I bought 2 more so I could do like a multi-build one. One of the guys up north bought. He has a bunch. He's got a handful, and then but I mean, and then I bought a chair, but the chair I did on installment plans. I got a new chair, so hopefully falling asleep coming next week and beyond should be much easier on stream. So I'm hoping.
That's sad.
It's okay, Willie. It just means you'll have to do more talking if I fall asleep. So.
No, sir.
Hey Larry, what if you had like a car that was stuck in the snow and that like you got the rooftop and the windscreen just showing?
I think he stopped taking our calls.
It's off video and
Battery's getting something to eat.
Yeah.
Maybe I got him anxious and there's like maybe an ice cream, something maybe for dessert. I don't know, has he eaten dinner yet? I don't remember.
I heard what you said. I thought of that, and it might be a possibility. But then, yes, I'm going to get some to eat.
Or you could have the snow blower kind of working its way up the hill, like coming out of the snow, like he's digging himself out of the snow.
So Jesse, what did everybody build for that build?
all right. You want to see what I built?
Sure. Since we've been looking at Larry's all night, let's see what you built.
Ooh,
This is
the tree monster, Christmas tree monster.
without me telling anyone. You got it.
That's awesome.
I've been doing a lot of D&D stuff, and I thought monster tree / Christmas would be a fun thing to do.
4th of July.
So that was my 90-minute build.
That looks cool.
To see Troy's, you'll have to watch the show because he destroyed it. Iceberg had a pretty cool carrot attacking a snowman redemption thing that he kind of did on
Killer carrot, huh?
He did on Lego Masters a snowman thing in the VX. So
nice.
that's what I did.
And what was the theme? What were you trying?
Winter.
Winter. Okay. Just winter.
Just winter, not Christmas.
Okay.
Just winter.
Not crazy snowfall. Yeah, just winter.
Well, crazy snowfall is definitely winter. So Larry's got a great idea.
But
When
as Jamie would say, he just didn't leave himself enough time to finish his mock. Didn't leave enough time to do the finishing touches.
Larry, you should do one of the windstorms that you had when we were in Fort Collins during that Lego building contest with the thunderstorm rolling through.
I've lived through one of those snowstorms.
Yeah, well, they were outside doing that build competition, and the clouds rolled through, and rain started coming, and the wind started blowing. It was like everybody's taking shelter. Everybody's going into the Ben and Jerry's and getting ice cream during that moment.
Whoa. Might as well.
That was the. We had just gone into the Ben and Jerry's before the rain got bad, and like the moment the rain got bad, it was like, holy cow, where did everybody come from?
I always thought it was fun doing cable installs, being up on a pole on a 28-foot ladder, and then hearing the tornado sirens going off in Colorado. That was always fun. Jump on the phone, boss. Yeah, there's sirens going off out here. Do I need to be worried about anything?
I think worse was when I was living in Fort Collins. There was a storm that went through, and it hit Greeley like crazy, and there was like. It was a softball-sized hail and grapefruit-sized hail, and it was killing the cattle in the fields.
What year was that?
It was like 95.
They had one the one year when I was just, when was it, 20?
Senior in college.
2016, 2017, somewhere in there. The year before I left Lego. One of the years I was still out there, it hit, and actually they closed Colorado Mills. The store got closed, but I mean it was so bad that I think they totaled all the Lego sets in the store. I mean it was bad.
Oh wow!
It closed the store for months. It was a crazy storm. I can't remember when that was. What year that was?
I was out there like 2003. And it snowed 4 feet overnight. One night, 4 feet.
Oh, that was probably the year. That was probably one of the storms. There was a couple of storms I was in, and man, that was just crazy when they did that.
What year was that, Jesse?
I think it was like 2003.
Yeah, I moved out of there.
I was out there in 2003.
You out there? I was there from 96 to 2010 in Denver area.
I was out there from 99 to 2018.
I was there from 93 to 97.
Yeah, 4 feet of snow. I had an apartment with a carport, like a flat sunroof carport, and it collapsed.
Was were you living in Aurora, Colorado at the time?
No, this was like Lakewood.
Oh, because I lived at the Reflections at Cherry Creek, over by over off of Parker Road, over there by one of the reservoirs. Yeah, and I mean I should find my pictures somewhere. I got pictures where literally I took my car and I was just kind of basically moving it, and it was like sideways in front of the carport. I don't know if my roommate and I left town or something, but they eventually all collapsed. It was crazy. It was just, I remember that snow. We were out digging people out. I got pictures of my friend's truck like buried. He had like a fiber truck. It was just buried. You couldn't, man, it was just crazy the amount of snow. But yeah, we dug people out. I mean, this is just nuts.
Yeah, we moved there. It was like the summer of '92, and that was the year that they had like a giant blizzard. And I was fresh from California. all I had was my Sorel boots and some corduroy shorts and a jacket. And I was walking through the snow, going horizontal, and like no one's even on the road. I'm like walking to the gas station. And it's like, all right, so here we are.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Oh, you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Manic.
Yeah, that was a nutty storm. I remember that one. That was crazy. I think it took me 20, 30 minutes to walk to the mailbox 100 yards away. I was like, what the frick? That's some deep stuff, but yeah, that was one of those storms that you just kind of like.
I'm pretty sure it was 92. With the, I'd have to look up the statistics. It was either 92 or 93. I can't remember.
2003 would make sense for the one, and then there were a couple. There were a couple out there while I was out there. I think there were like 3 big storms, but
2003 and 1993 are very different. Some might call it a decade apart.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me there was one in like 2001, 2003, maybe 2000. Let's see, when did I start Lego? 2009, probably 2000. There were a couple out there, but the early one in like early one, I drove through a snowdrift and it took out my serpentine belt on my car.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, take it to Sears Auto Center. They couldn't fix it. They didn't know how to fix a serpentine belt. Kind of made me laugh. The whole day in the mall and they couldn't fix it.
Serpentine.
That was a crazy, stupid day.
Now you can't even go to Sears Auto Center since they're all closed.
Yeah.
Exactly. They even bought Kmart to close them out too.
I haven't seen a Kmart in forever. Are there any open in Illinois anymore?
No, not at all.
Oh, I didn't think so. I thought they were all gone.
No, I think it's a very Gen X thing to say. When I say Sears bought Kmart, and it didn't help anybody.
No.
And most people born in the generation after us would have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I did love their last ad series though, where it's like, honey, I just shit my pants, and those are fantastic ads. I mean,
yeah,
those are. I was like, how did they not come back after that? Or I have a big gas problem, and they're doing trying to do the discount gas, Yep. Like, sounds like you need some big gas savings. It's like, yeah, they are. It's like, I would
they're
love
really
some
trying
big gas
to
savings.
hit our generation with that.
Yeah.
Build.
Or reminded me of the "Where's the beef" kind of commercials back in the day.
Where's the beef?
Oh my God! Yes.
That and the Alaskan Airlines, Alaskan. Those
So
are
when
great.
Where's the Beef was the tagline for Wendy's, I think in 1st grade, so it would have been 1981.
Well, aren't you the same age as me, Mark?
I was born October 1976.
Okay, so I'm January 76. So I'm just, the bicentennial babies.
Yep. So when someone else in my grade, in I think 2nd grade, brought cupcakes with American flags on them because we were bicentennial babies, I thought it was my literal birthday. That was the bicentennial.
Yeah, it's like, the country's 246 years old. What do you mean? Because I'm 46, therefore it's 246 years old. And it's like,
Like, no, I'm 7. I think.
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun. Where's the beef? At Wendy's.
Oh my god!
There they are. I'm
remember
sorry.
they-
The commercials back when we were kids were so much more creative than a lot of these garbage ones that you know.
Well, they're
Oh yeah.
they're appealing to a different generation,
Yeah. No, I know.
and they're doing the entire like, if you're gonna watch the commercial, fine, but we're gonna expect you to be fast forwarding through them somehow. So we're just leaving graphics up on the screen for every like 6 seconds sort of catch that a streaming fast forward will give you. So I forgive them for that.
Yeah. See, Larry, where you are years ahead of me, I make up in stature.
I don't.
That's
I'm
right.
5'7".
Hey, Mark, when you're around me, you have a personal bodyguard, so don't worry.
So I've heard this before. My husband is 6'4".
Yeah. I'm 6'7".
So I get that from several angles.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
the weird thing
understand.
about my genetics is that my legs are about the same length as somebody who is 6 feet tall and have a super compact torso.
Your center of gravity is really high.
Yeah. Yes. So my spine gave up in vitro.
Oh, geez.
Like, this is good enough. We'll just stay right here.
Yeah, I was like 5'8" in 5th grade.
5th grade, I was like 4'7".
I was an adult. Yeah, I was an adult when I was 9. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, okay.
What's been weird about
I can tell you a sad tall tale. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
do it.
All right, here you go.
I appreciate this a lot. I think I know where you're going.
All right, so here we go. So I'm in 3rd grade, and I live in San Diego. And obviously, you have like the San Diego Zoo, you have the Wild Animal Park, you have SeaWorld, all that.
Wild Animal Park is awesome. By the way.
Anyway, dude, I saw some
I
serious
agree.
concerts. Yeah, back in the day, I got to see Alabama and all sorts of good concerts back then. But
Oh, nice.
But we were going to have a field trip to SeaWorld for the day. And we're walking around and having a great old time. And it's about halfway through our incursion over at SeaWorld. And so we're taking a break for lunch at Captain Kids World. And
yeah,
everybody's going to play and this and that. And you go into the entrance to Captain Kids World. And normally when you go to a park, like a theme park or whatever, it says you must be above this line to participate. I'm in 3rd grade. I'm 5 foot tall, and I'm above the line in 3rd grade. And so,
wow,
you're like thinking it's like what the crap is this? What the heck? I mean, my teacher still let me play, but it's just kind of like it was just like this is ridiculous. I'm like 8 years old. And like I'm too big for Captain Kids World. It's like I guess I'm just not a kid anymore, and it's like,
oh, you were too big.
I was too tall. I was above. You're supposed to be under the line to participate, and I was above the line by quite a bit. So yeah,
that's your like
at the same time.
Management.
Everything.
Yeah, them are the breaks.
So, Larry's being passive aggressive, and he's dropped off the feed, but he just like commented that I'm a mutant. By the way, I'm 5'7". So I'm not like ludicrously small. I'm just like averagely small.
The average height for a man in America is 5'8", so it's not like you're far off.
Not surprisingly, I know that statistic. I just had my license renewed, and I had them change my height to 5'6". Just because I'm like, by the time I need to have it renewed again,
Your spinal compress.
it may happen. It may happen.
Yeah. I've shrunk a little bit too. Yeah, but I'm still stupid tall. I got plenty to give though.
Yeah, my husband is the same way. So he is like, we got him a stand-up desk, and we started with like the least expensive option, which is Veridesk, and Veridesk is guaranteed for people up to 6'3", and he couldn't stand all the way up at it. And so I was like,
really?
"Hey, can we do that thing where we do the ruler and the pencil and the tape measure?" Because I think the problem here is because he sits at a desk all day. He's a government compliance attorney, and he's a terrifying government compliance attorney because he used to play rugby. Like he's that sort of like build. And so like I was like, let's find out what your actual height is, and we found out that when he's not slouching, he's 6'5".
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, now that we know that, let's send this Veridesk back. We still have the guarantee. But it's like compression happens so quickly as you age that I'm like, I know I certainly have the capability to also compress. So let's pretend I'm now 5'6". So that I'm not disappointed later when I have to actually reduce it for like, because I'm like 5'7" and 3/4 or something like that, or maybe 5'7" and a half. I don't even know anymore. But I'm like, I just call myself 5'7". A lot of guys will round themselves up to 5'8" if they're my height. I'm like, nope, because guys who are 5'8" or above know that I'm not exactly 5'8".
Yeah. I have a standing desk that goes to 110 inches. That's where I have it for standing height. And when I'm with my students, they're middle school kids, so I have it has 4 settings actually. I have sitting height and then standing height, and most of the time I have to have it sitting height because when I have it at standing height, like you can see like the bottom of their nose on the top of the desk. So my sitting height is their standing height. So it's like, all right. But it's all good. The one thing about this set is you have to be very methodical and very slow, because if you mess up a color, like here's
the Van Gogh.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to mess up, so you gotta sit there and make sure, double check, triple check before you do the next row. Slow and steady on this one, let me tell you.
So someone mentioned, were you pretty good at dodgeball when you were?
I was a monster at dodgeball. You would not. Yeah,
there were several deaths that no one talks about.
Yeah, you don't want to. You never wanted to throw it at me. It was not a good idea. I was one to bring my entire team back in. Yeah, I was that guy that would literally bring the team back in by catching the ball.
Rick, why are you assuming they meant you? I assume they meant me.
Oh, sorry. Not bad.
No,
You're all good.
No, they weren't.
That was much a joke.
I know. I was just. Yeah.
And by the way, at the same time, I was fucking amazing at dodgeball because I'm a very small target to hit.
You were how amazing?
Mega blocking amazing. Sorry. Sorry.
Like, this stream has been canceled.
Language.
So, Bricklock, you'll appreciate this. When I first moved back to Chicago from college, I was born in Calumet City, so I lived here all my life. I was a bouncer at a bar. when I was 23.
What?
Oh, jeez.
So I had like a
How many
little
times did you
bit.
get your ass kicked?
Absolutely never.
Never.
Like one thing, well,
You're-
because we couldn't drink on our shifts, so I was mostly like going up against, and it
Were
was
you a
rare.
bouncer at Chuck E. Cheese?
No, I was a bouncer at a Chicago bar, and like, one of the things I did in high school was I joined the wrestling team because I was fascinated by it and it's something I really wanted to do. And I quit after like I think it was 3 weeks because I just didn't have like I was terrified because I was so like picked on by my own team that like that I just didn't have
By
like
your
the
own team.
yeah because I was tiny as fuck. I'm a small guy.
You were
And,
you were
like-
tiny as a mega block.
sorry. God, I'm such a truck driver. I don't even know what I'm doing. And what's really funny is like sometimes like when I know I'm like in a certain audience, I'll be like, I was tiny as F word, but other times I'll be like, I was tiny as an F word fucking bitch, and they're like, wait a minute, rewind. What did you just say?
What did you?
How did you
just
miss
say?
2 words and dub 1 word? But my point is, like, I didn't have the self-confidence to stick with the wrestling team because I was like, my self-confidence couldn't handle it because I was terrified. And like, I was by far the smallest guy in the team. But as like, but I loved it. I think it's like, I can look back on it and say it was one of the best times of my life is like learning a skill like that I didn't think was possible for me. Like the sort of like just basic physics and leverage of wrestling. And when I was a bouncer, and granted I was sober and all of the people I were like throwing out of the bar were like drunk. So that's like
Sure.
huge. That's a huge
There's an
advantage.
there, yeah.
But I'll always take with me was like the arm sweep. It's like you see someone's arms coming towards you, you just like I still have this reflex. Like where you just like sweep their arms off and then
Yeah.
like their shoulder is in front of you, so you push their shoulder out of the way, and sometimes you're in the perfect position to just like push their dumbasses out the door when they're
Yeah.
trying to like fight back. And on my first night, I pushed someone out the door with I did an arm sweep. We got him to the door, and he was like, it was a really happy bar here. There was very few problems. And on my first night while I was training, someone like lunged at me, and I threw his arms out with an arm sweep. Sorry, and pushed him out the door, and he smacked his head in the door like really hard. And he passed out on the sidewalk. And we had to call an ambulance.
And they're like, you're hired.
Inertia, man.
That's exactly what they did. They're like,
Yeah,
"How are
right.
you this size?" And you did that, and I was like, "I don't know how I did that. It's a reflex."
You're
And so
like,
he
I
was
watched
like-
John Wick a lot.
He woke up and was like screaming at us that he was gonna like sue us. He was an attorney, and like he came back. Yeah, I know. No, he came back on my second shift, and he's like, "I want to talk to the bouncer that threw me out." And he's like, "Please don't mistake this as anything that we're going to take like litigation." He's like, "I just want to talk to him." And so I like went out and said, "Hey, what's up?" Because that's my personality. Like, what's going on? I went out, of course, with like my manager and the owner. And he was like, "I just wanted to apologize." And I was like, "Oh, I get this," but it's like being the size of my life, like I've gotten myself into a lot of trouble with the Napoleon complex that comes with it, you know? But it's like at the same time, I get underestimated all the time, so I have a lot of fun stories about even just like from having like 3 weeks of wrestling in high school, like understanding leverage is a huge advantage for someone who like filmed the entire band of brick, fell off my knee. I don't know how this came up. I don't know why I'm talking about this. But
we were talking about stature.
oh, there we go. And that's what's helped a lot is like the fact that I have long legs and a like abnormally short torso. Is like I know
you're like Michael Phelps.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not because he's like 6'4".
Except that he's like 6'4", but he has these crazy long legs and a short torso because he's like this weird fish man.
Yeah, but proportionately, it's very. I was a swimmer in high
He's
school.
an elongated version of you.
I was a swimmer in high school, and I basically have to kill myself to get anywhere.
Right.
I like had to have really like ludicrously strong calves, which I do, to like launch myself off the block to like get ahead at the beginning. It's like, but I get that, and it's like it's kind of how I live my life. It's like in the back of my head at all times is like I'm short. So to do the stuff, like stop myself before I get to my career in flag football.
Yeah, I made the rugby coach cry in high school.
Oh, rugby so much.
Well,
Right,
my dad wouldn't sign the release to play rugby.
Why? Why though? You're
I know
because he's like you're gonna kill somebody, son.
Because there's no pads in rugby.
He hurt his knees in football, and when he played in high school, so he wouldn't let me even play football. I could play. I played basketball and baseball, no problem. I mean, I was a pitcher, so standing on the mound, I'm like 7'7", throwing down at these little baby kids, and so like, but yeah, I just transferred to Fort Collins, and the rugby coach sees me in the hallway, and he's like, "You gotta play for me." I'm like, sir,
yeah,
I won't be able to play for you.
Yeah,
he's like, what do you mean? He's like,
I'm a lawsuit waiting to happen. You do not want me on your team.
I probably would have killed people.
The same exact thing. Well, the same thing happened to my husband in college, where the rugby coach saw him and was like, "You're joining the team." I also played rugby in college for the intramural team, but guess my position.
What?
Fly. The guy they throw up in the air by his shorts.
I probably could have walked on any D1 school and started playing football.
Yeah, no shit.
They would have red-shirted me and be like, dude, I don't know.
You've been a catch and a half. Like, because it doesn't matter. You just have to push back and like just dig your gigantic legs in the scrum and get a field advantage every time. Yeah. And what's great about rugby, and that's why I wish so we adopted a puppy. Trust me, this is the same line. We adopted a puppy in June, right after Brick Rolled Chicago. It turns out she's a hound. She's so freaking loud. And I've been a dog person my entire life, and I've never had a hound. And she has like 20 different voices, and she's so loud.
Talking.
And it was like, I'm like, I don't want a vocal dog, but she's so funny. She sounds like she sounds like the cantina scene from Star Wars, or Paw. She sounds like a Tauntaun, or she sounds like a Tusken Raider. Like she has all these voices, and so like
that on the outside.
right. So like they had we now have. I've absolutely fallen in love with her. We have our first Chicago rugby team since like the 60s. And it's the Chicago Hounds. And I'm so freaking proud that everything's coming full circle. So I'm like, for Christmas, I was like, let's get some Chicago Hounds merchandise. Because the season hasn't started, they don't have any merchandise yet. I'm like, no! Like we need merchandise for this immediately for our rugby hobby.
That's awesome. With the bandanas and all the That's awesome.
She's all about
Hounds and Huskies are the most vocal dogs. Have you seen these like husky videos where they're like talking to people? It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
I had a Malamute. She was a
their
real
dog.
talker.
What's up, Ricklock?
I said I had a Malamute. She was a real talker. Let me tell you.
Malamutes are amazing. And by the way, just for reference, on their hind legs, they're taller than me.
Jeez.
Malamutes are huge. They're Alaskan. They're like sled dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, she was like 110 pounds. She was a beast. Her name was Mindy.
Yeah, I think Malamutes are kind of like they're a combination breed of your standard Huskies like Samoyeds and Siberians and wolves. But also there's something else in there that makes them really like super shaggy.
Well, they have a big undercoat. They have the.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we also had a Norwegian Elkhound, and Elkhounds are really cool dogs too. They're smaller.
Those things are.
Oh my god, they're so sweet.
Yeah, they are a super good dog.
We had a Siberian and unfortunately she ran away.
Yeah, they have no loyalty. They're
there's a reason because this is something I'm fascinated by the genetics of dogs because of what basically what humans have done to them, because we didn't have all these kind of dogs in the world before. We just took wolves and coyotes and other wild canines and genetically engineered them. Basically,
And well, domestication as a evolutionary force also fuels that too.
Oh, totally. So Huskies, there's a couple of things about them. Their instinct to bolt and run away is because in the summertime, the nomadic like Eskimo and northern hemisphere people would release their dogs in the summertime. They would just be like, okay, you go out and forage on your own, and they would just leave and come back to their humans in the wintertime for shelter and comfort and food. So that's like a natural inbred thing for them, along with digging, because they needed to dig to find food. And yes, my dog, my God, diggers.
Escape artists, man.
Escape artists, diggers, and their endurance. Their endurance is insane. We would take our dog to the dog park, and she would just like start running laps around the whole dog park, and she'd get a pack of dogs, and they'd run and run and run, and all those dogs would like get worn out, and then she'd find a new pack of dogs, and she would just keep. I don't think they would ever stop. They just have no end to their.
But when you look into their soul, is there anything there? They just like.
Nope, totally empty.
Later, Will. Later, Willie.
See you, Willie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
they're cute as Dickens, but yeah.
Yeah,
they're sweet. They're really sweet dogs. I mean, really good family dogs. What is? Oh.
Got my Captain Sparkles cookie. Oh man.
I would bring my dog down here right now, but as I told Brian at the beginning of the live stream tonight, to get down to the basement, I have to climb a ladder.
Oh my God!
I'm better because she's 8 months old and she's 55 pounds.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, especially not in this state because I've had a few drinks. So.
Don't hurt the dog.
Hey, Bricklock, what general region are you in? If you don't mind saying your city, what general region of Illinois are you in?
I'm in Bloomington.
So you're where?
I'm in Bloomington, right? Straight in the middle of.
Yeah. Yep. I went to ISU.
Yeah, I did too.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, like I said, like we go up there pretty regularly. Especially we have the Prius, so it gets really good gas mileage, and it's nice to tour
We
around.
gotta.
Oh my
We have a
gosh!
few-
I just had this picture of Eric in a Prius. It's like a clown car.
It is like a clown car. Luckily, we don't have the moonroof or sunroof because I can't sit in most cars that have a sunroof or a moonroof because unless it's open. But yeah.
But also, your field of vision would be very disrupted either way.
Yeah. Someone please get this man a Ford F-250.
Sounds like he belongs in a Trans Am with T-tops, so you can just kind of look out over
I
the
mean like a bulldozer.
Yeah. My ex was 6'3" and had a smart car.
You like tall dudes.
Yeah. Like my
Yeah,
like my
yeah.
tractor.
Tall is my type. Tall and bald is my type. Just to put it out there. Sorry if that makes it
Wow.
uncomfortable.
Calm down, Reed.
Oh, I don't care, Mark. I'm not homophobic.
Exactly. It's like I'm also pretty damn calm.
Hey, I grew up in San Diego, man. I grew up, in a very I
need to tell you this.
Yeah.
So when you said that you came from San Diego, I moved out there. I was born here.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out there to work for Legoland, and I was lost and abandoned by
What years were you there?
What happened?
2009 to 2013.
Oh, okay. Because I was stationed in San Diego for like 4 years.
So was my dad.
That's like my if I had a second home city, that would be it. Be San Diego.
My family's from Bloomington Normal, or the whole region. Like we've been in Illinois since the late 1800s, but we were a Navy.
Holy shit!
Late Navy family out in San Diego. So I have no relatives in San Diego other than my in-laws. My wife's
Vietnam did that.
Yeah, well, my dad was in the Navy during Vietnam and all that. He was commander on the ship. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Same. My dad was a shopkeep because he had a college degree at the time he was drafted. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, so I spent almost every summer growing up here in Bloomington Normal. So, my grandfather was chief of police during World War II, and he was fire chief during the volunteer fire department here in Normal. So we have a lot of history here in this area. So I mean, I raised my family here, and so it's just I love San Diego. It's just too crazy and it's just too expensive these days.
Yeah, nowadays I love to go out there and visit, but I can't stay there because it's getting to be as crowded as Orange County.
It's not as bad as
LA
Orange
area.
County, but
it's getting there though. It is getting there.
It's the traffic. The bad thing about the traffic now is before on the weekends you could still get around, and now during weekends it's because everybody wants to go do stuff, so the traffic has gotten pretty bad.
Yeah,
but I mean, luckily where my in-laws live in Vista, we can go down to Oceanside and hit the coaster to downtown. So that's what we usually do. Rather than drive down, we just take the coaster down. And if we want to go down further, like where I grew up in Chula Vista, we can take the trolley from the station and go down south more. But
good old Chula Vista, El Cajon.
When you get a phone call, I was working at PetSmart. I was working at PetSmart during college, and this person called up and you knew it was somebody calling from out of town. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of the El Cajon store, and I'm like, you mean El Cajon? And I was like,
yeah,
had no idea. It was completely oblivious of what it was.
Are you familiar with Tia Joanna?
I live 8 miles from TJ.
Dude, TJ, oh my god,
you could see TJ from my balcony.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was in the Navy being underage, that was the place to go.
It was.
And it was for the Navy guys. They would
kind of
close they would close the border between like 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. So if you didn't make it to the crossover by 1, you had to stay overnight in Tijuana, which meant finding a bar to hang out in for the next 4 hours.
Hard.
It was not hard, and it was not good.
Yeah. Well, they built all those bars right on the border, like right.
Yes, they
like,
did.
Like you could like.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking like tens of feet from like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you cross the border, you go over the river, and it was all right there.
Yeah.
Chiclet? You buy chiclet? You know.
Oh dear Lord! Oh my God, that was visceral.
Wasn't it? You buy chiclet?
Yeah. And you can park on the California side and walk over the bridge, and you walk over that road.
Well, San Ysidro was the town.
It's just like 1,000 cars. They're going nowhere.
San Ysidro. You could walk faster than the cars going through the checkpoint, and you just walk through the gate.
We took the trolley. We parked in Chula Vista, like on like H Street, and then we would take the trolley down to San Ysidro.
Yep, and you'd walk across like maybe a half mile.
Very legal thing to say there.
And you were in Tequila heaven.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I got friends that live in El Cajon near Santee and things. And I got I have lots of friends that are still out there. But it's funny, my brother, he graduated from Chula Vista High School. He actually went to school with Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell. So yeah.
Nice.
Hey Kevin.
How's it going?
Good, how you been?
Good. Sorry. You were talking about
GMA.
So are we about ready to wrap it up? Kevin's back.
Oh, thanks, Larry.
No, but I'm sure one of you guys will probably hit end broadcast as you leave, though. I'm sure.
Nope, that'll be me.
No,
I do have to go.
Feedback.
Oh,
okay. I'm like locked in by like not being able to find parts, and if I want to finish this orchard, I've got to find my brown tiles and my brown plates, and they're all over the house because of the flood.
Mark, at this point, it's hopeless. You might as well just hang out with us.
You're having no luck.
There's
at
no
that
hope.
point, if that's at least use the bathroom. So leave me in. I'm gonna check out for a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the dog out. I'm gonna use the bathroom and let the dog use the bathroom.
There you go. So Kevin, I saw that Beyond the Brick was doing a featurette on your collab. That just got posted this week on your Castle collab.
Wait.
Yeah, Beyond the Brick.
They had one. They posted it pretty close after Brick World, unless there's something new I didn't see. I don't know. Maybe they reposted it or it got recycled in the interweb, but it just popped up. Interesting, because I have the. Let's see if they reposted it. Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm doing for collabs this year.
Oh, you're way behind already, man.
I know I am.
Speaking of, Jesse.
Yes.
We're way behind.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're way behind already.
Yeah. I think we should definitely talk to EJ and see what he wants to do. See if I mean, I'll go forward and figure it out.
Yeah.
Still got half a year.
It's gonna go by quick, man, because
nah.
I got 3 or 4 things I'm working on for that show. So
is everybody up for going to medieval times again?
I didn't go before, but that means that I will absolutely be down for going this time.
Well, macro and everybody wants to get going, so
Especially if I'm going with you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know a whole bunch of people that want to go, so we may have to like call for a reservation with the number of people that.
Let's just rent the place out for a night.
But then, if we get enough people to contact, we probably could.
I bet we could, but we'd have to have super advanced notice.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think if and now that Mark left, I mean, if we made it a side trip to the convention,
well, it's not far.
And he kind of promoted it for a quasi brick world social event.
Oh yeah, I'll make it like a part of the program.
Yeah.
Pick a day and a time and get as many people from.
I would say I would say Thursday would probably be a good day because
I was just gonna say if we did it early in the program, so to speak, we could.
Yeah. And then come back and do the all the opening ceremony stuff. Like go there for dinner and then come back for opening. So it'd probably be a good mix.
Yeah. I was told. I mean, so we were planning. I was planning on driving out, and because again, we're gonna have a pretty good complement of people coming from Denver. But Moto came out and said, "Hey, I'm already getting whatever size vehicle we need to haul everybody's stuff." So I'm like, well, I mean, driving because I was really planning on caravanning with a few people, including Moto. But
can't you still caravan? Or
I mean, if we don't need to caravan, I mean, if everyone in our lug could load up all their stuff into one vehicle that Moto is taking, then we could all fly. Just to save the time. Although I'm kind of like, I mean, what it comes down to is you have to take an extra 2 days on each end of your trip to drive out.
I do it in a day.
A day.
I do it in 1 day.
I do it in 1 day.
Well, again, if you just wanted to, blaze a trail, you could do it in I think it's 16 hours driving.
Yeah.
Which for one person is too much. For two people could be doable, but I don't know.
I get it. I'm like a monster in the car though. I can just drive forever.
I used to be able to do that.
A couple of years I did like the Field of Dreams side trip and whatnot. So I mean, some years you just gotta do it, and other years you don't. You're just gonna pick and choose.
But yeah, I mean, I'll have my van there, so there'll be one vehicle. I have a Honda Odyssey. I know Macro's probably he won't have a car since he's flying in from Canada, and then I got Matt.
The Great White North.
Yeah, don't you know? But yeah, I mean, I'll have some room in that thing. It's got 8 seats in it, so if you need a ride somewhere, I can always help you out.
You heard it live. If you heard it live on YouTube, Eric's got the party van.
I do.
I'll be in for a ride to medieval times.
And I'm also.
I got a van.
I'll probably be driving too, though.
I don't drink at all, so I'm like the ultimate designated driver too. So
we wouldn't be friends otherwise.
Well, you know how many free meals and how many free drinks that sodas and things I get when you're a designated driver. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
The moment the bar knows you're a designated driver, man, they just start throwing food at you.
Yeah. True that.
So, yeah, I'll be happy to help you guys.
Jesse, do you want to shack up again?
Yeah. Worked out the first time.
Okay, good. I'm okay. That's what I wanted to hear. I was afraid. I was a little afraid that he'd be like, let me think about that, or well, you know what? Somebody else asked me, or some other thing, because the last time didn't really work out for Jesse because
it takes a lot to ask for a second hookup. I can tell you.
Well, that makes me feel I'm touched because that means I didn't offend him.
You're normal. You're normal. No worries.
I'm normal. Of course, you know when he can sleep the whole night without interruption just because his roommate isn't even there.
Hey, Larry, I'm actually in Normal.
You're what?
Oh,
I'm the town of Normal. I'm in Normal.
Hey.
Cool.
Ricklock, you know why it's called Normal?
Yeah, because of the Norm School from ISU.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
So
know the whole
for
I know the whole
those who are interested, the city of Normal in Illinois is called Normal because originally Illinois State University was called Illinois State Normal University because at the time universities that were education schools, so they cranked out a lot of teachers, basically, were called normal universities. But when they changed the name of the college from Illinois State Normal University to Illinois State University, they changed the name of the town to Normal. So it would make sense. I don't know how they made this decision.
It's like Illinois State
It
at
sounds
Normal.
like it makes sense to them, but to no one else.
That is not
right. It makes sense historically, but not in
Sure.
any regular practice now.
That sounds pretty normal to me.
Yeah. And when you're going back home, it's like you're just going back to normal.
Oh my god.
Sure, it's been normalized by now.
Having gone to an education school where there was a big focus on English, I just want to say there's been a few comments tonight that they have said should of, which was literally typed out as
They said should have at an English school.
SHOULD space
OF.
The word
it's should have.
Should have.
God.
That's what I was trying to point out.
SHOULD apostrophe VE is why it sounds to you like should have because of our Midwestern accents. Should have, but it's should have. Should have. Should have. Should of is not a way to construct a sentence.
No, it's
PSA.
like
PSA.
Must have.
Should have learned that sooner.
Was
Must
that
have.
PSA for yourself, Mark?
Must have learned that sooner.
I must have.
Macro, no, I have not finished Starry Night because I haven't had a chance to get to it since last week.
We keep interrupting him.
No, we had a lot of our girls basketball teams have been in the sectionals, and like we have one going to the championship up in Bolingbrook tomorrow. So I do a lot of supervising and things for games and whatnot, so just don't have time.
Ooh, Bolingbrook.
Bolingbrook, yep.
Is there something about Bolingbrook we don't know?
I'm sure Mark has many stories of Bolingbrook.
Question for the Illinoisans.
Yeah.
I was born in Kansas City. Bolingbrook only got in like my purview when I was in college, where I was like, "What city in Illinois is called Bolingbrook?" Because I only knew the south suburbs.
Oh, yeah.
Larry, you had a question for me? Sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. What college
sorry,
is in DeKalb?
Oh, Northern.
Is it
Northern?
Is it NIU?
NIU, and they're the Huskies.
The Huskies.
It's we call it the suitcase college. You know what's funny? I'm still like talking directly into my Yeti microphone, even though it's been disconnected for a long time since it was crackling. But every time
My God, you're thick.
So yeah, it's Northern, and they've been in the tournament a few times in my life. Yeah. So Northern's not a bad school at all. It's a huge business college
and medical too.
but it's also
do they do engineering there?
Yeah, they have engineering.
no no. They have an
No,
engineering
yes, no,
school,
yes,
sure, but they do just about everything. It's a great college.
It's a
It,
good
like
school.
hopefully it's considered a suitcase college where students don't actually get to experience life outside of their hometowns because it's 45 minutes from every northern suburb. And
Sure.
so a lot of
Life
just
in
go
the
home.
northern suburb.
It's like Fort
It's like
Collins.
Yes, Tom, Kevin.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's probably where
Larry?
It's like Fort Collins, Colorado. It's a college town that's in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the middle of like farmland.
It's got
No.
big-
It's exactly the opposite. It's a college town that's in the middle of the suburbs.
Yeah.
So it's really not far out. It's not far out enough to get that like college experience of like being away from home because you're 45 minutes from home. And so
I
that's
see
why
what
they
you're
call it
saying. Oh, okay.
suitcase college. Because they
Oh,
don't have
okay.
into their dorms, they just pack a suitcase to go to school and
That
then they go
makes
back home
sense.
and live their lives. Yeah. So
So-
opposite of yes.
So I had gone to school when I was in the Navy. I went to school to
In the Navy.
you can sail the seven seas. Yes, we all. Yes, I haven't heard that 100 times in my life.
I can serenade you more if you want.
I went. So there was
Please don't.
It was North Chicago Naval Base,
Yeah.
but it was a training base.
Great Lakes. Yeah.
The
It's the Great Lakes.
Great Lakes.
Station.
Yeah.
Great Lakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Great Lakes, like it was, there was a boot camp there, but they also had like a bunch of schools for people that already went through boot camp and were doing their advanced training stuff. So
They
I
have
had
three
gone
schools.
there.
Sorry,
What?
go ahead. They have 3 schools on the campus. They have a grade school, a high school, and a community college.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Uh,
talking about
Great
the naval
Lake-
base
Yes, they have 3 schools on their campus.
for the public or for military personnel.
For military personnel, they have a grade school, a high school,
Oh,
and
okay.
a high and a
Gotcha.
community college.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm talking about. I didn't go to any of those. I did not go to elementary school.
Oh, sorry. I missed.
No, they have like advanced technical schools as well on that
Sure.
base
Yeah.
Schools.
for
Yeah,
like
trade
after you've been
schools.
through boot
Yeah.
camp, trade schools, yeah. And so I went there, and I was there in February and March, and yes, I have never felt cold like
Great Lakes cold.
Great Lakes cold,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
and
cold.
I'm from Colorado.
Yeah, but that wind blows off that lake. It's cold.
It will go through. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how many layers of clothes you have. It goes.
It's cold.
It finds its way through whatever weave of fabric you are wearing. And
Yep.
yeah,
It
was
does.
it was
It does.
absolutely ridiculous. But I was there for a couple months. But I met a girl. And
It's getting steamy.
I'm not going to tell you how young she was. But I was not that old. I mean, I think I was only like 19 or 20.
Mhm.
Well, just tell us
So-
the age difference.
It was kind of like a college guy dating a senior in high school. I mean, that's not that.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good. That's a good age difference. Nothing's wrong with that
Mhm.
so far.
There's a line. There's a line between high school and after high school.
Well,
Anyway,
especially on a naval
so
base.
I know, right? I swear to God. And she, let's see, she lived in. Okay, well,
Grays-
so
Grays Lake?
Waukegan and Mundelein were right there,
Yeah.
and I don't remember. They were
Was
both
she-
suburbs, and I don't remember which one. Huh?
Was she in Bolingbrook?
No. She was a tiger. That's all I know.
We don't want to hear about that, Larry.
She was not the tiger. That was the school mascot.
Oh, I misunderstood.
I'm not gonna
Not a cougar. Not a cougar. Yeah.
Not cougar, tiger.
Northbrook, I think. Northbrook or Crystal Lake. One of those is the tiger.
I don't know.
Okay.
So
going.
So I meet this young lady and we start dating, and quite honestly, it was barely a PG relationship, to be honest with you. But I ended up wrecking her car.
Wait a minute. What?
You've talked about this before, haven't you?
I think I have.
When
So
you started a sentence, I ended up wrecking her. I didn't expect car to be the noun.
Marcus.
Come on, man. Come on.
Larry's got
The other conversation happens after we stop going live.
It's 10:15.
So
Was it way past your bedtime, Mark?
I end up dating this young lady, and she drives a Dodge
He's a real
Omni.
tiger.
Who remembers the Dodge Omni?
I do. Of course, we've talked about cars.
That was like the Chevy Citation.
You and I both had Dashers in our history.
Yeah. Okay. So I end up crashing her car. Not badly, but I end up because they had some kind of weird interchanges out there in Illinois that we've never seen in Colorado, and I screwed up and her
Calls
and
it
so I don't know if I would say she was Jewish. Her parents were Jewish, and her mom was an absolute Jewish mama. I mean,
devout. Devout.
Oh, good Lord. And when I had to come to them with hat in hand and be like, I'm so sorry, but I wrecked your daughter's car. Oh my God. Was she mad at me? Hell hath no fury like a Jewish woman. Good Lord.
I'm sure a Catholic mom would have been like, "Oh, that's no problem, honey."
Yeah, come on, have some casserole. You know,
that'll be 20 Hail Marys and
yeah, that was about no, that was.
But he'll have no fury like a Jewish woman with a bad insurance policy, which I've experienced myself.
Wow.
So, I'm trying to reroute this conversation, but whatever.
It's a Midwest thing.
It is a Midwest thing, and it's a hilarious story. I look back at it now, I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing?
The hilarious part?
Because I was in Great Lakes, Illinois, just as a sailor, looking for a little action. And what do I find? I hook up with some nice little high school chick. She was a nice girl.
Our generation treats traffic incursions like the greatest sin, where I feel like current generations, like millennials and Gen Z, are getting more of like, okay, you made a mistake. What did you learn from it? Where we were like punched in the face and grounded for like months for like having a fender. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the big difference. I didn't mean to make it.
Dude, if we were in school when they had if they had cell phones at our age, when we were in school, if you did something wrong with your cell phone, our parents would just be like, snap in half and then throw it in the trash. And be like, there wouldn't be this. Oh, it's okay, little Johnny. It's okay.
Being a short closeted gay guy my entire youth, I could only imagine what social media would have added to that trauma.
Oh my God.
On top of what the assholes in the 80s were capable of.
So that's a great point, because I grew up in upper middle class white suburbia America, and in those days we had the shoulder mounted video cameras, and one of my buddies had one of those, and we would try and do stuff and make videos. Can you imagine if
97 pounds?
If we had TikTok or YouTube back in those days?
Oh my God!
Good Lord!
Exactly.
Hey, Larry, what were you doing the other night, son? I mean, Dad, what do you mean? I mean,
yeah, I'm so glad. On the I am so glad my high school wasn't captured on camera. Oh my God!
You just called him son and dad in the same conversation, and now I'm worried.
That's true.
So they do things in Colorado.
Yeah, you know they
But Reed's in
they-
Wisconsin.
He used to be in Colorado.
yeah
Oh.
they just legalized mushrooms here in Colorado.
Oh Lord.
Pretty much
Well,
anything
that's what
goes in Colorado.
Yeah, we're like
They
we just can't,
We've heard.
we're not good enough to be the first in pot. Now we have to
No.
be psychotropic.
No, you guys have been the first. You guys have been the first in all like legalized substances. I thought,
I know.
at least in my
I
country.
know.
The last in like inclusion. Let's
It's,
just murder all the difference.
Oh, dude, I swear to you know what what is with my state and all of the shootings? I
don't
mean,
know.
seriously.
I will
You know,
literally mute myself now because I don't want to contribute until I hear where the conversation goes. So muting.
Well, no, this is not the stream for that, but to me it's
Altitude,
it's the
low
altitude.
oxygen levels.
I'm
Thank you.
blaming your
It
healthcare
is.
system.
God, I have no idea. I mean, I love living in Colorado, but I just kind of want to get away from all the people that live here.
Yeah. It's peaceful here in Illinois.
I don't know, man.
The weird ones are the ones that
I'm thinking about Canada.
born there.
Let's go.
Well, where I am, Mark, it's very
I'm
Your
gonna go to
definition of
Canada.
peaceful might need some work, Eric.
yeah. Like where I live here in Normal. Okay.
It's in the name, man.
It's pretty normal. I mean, it's
It's pretty normal.
It's not, Normal is one of those towns where you're close enough to Chicago that you can go there whenever you want, but you never have to deal with it. And you have we were the first city to get Giordano's outside of Chicago. We were the first one to get Portello's outside of Chicago. So
Now, if you live in Chicago, you know
a lot of the test markets.
I've been to.
Chicago,
I was taken to Portello's and
Yeah.
I was amazed.
I'll
I'll do better than that. I went to Illinois State University in 1994, and it was the first year that they had a inclusion, tolerance, equity required for all students. They made it part of their English 101 class.
Yeah.
That was like, let's talk about race, let's talk about culture, let's talk about sexuality. And I mean, it hit me like a brick in the face because I was like, what? Why are you talking about me when I'm not ready to talk about me? It was like
Normal is a town where it's yeah. I mean, we have a lot of conservative people here in this county and area, but overall, the community is still very progressive. They're still very open. Even though it's conservative, it's still open.
Yes. As an education university, they've always been very progressive, and they have a nursing school, and they have a very large deaf community and a deaf education school there. That's always erred on the side of progression. And that's really what startled me into my own self-discovery was the education system there at Illinois State University. So I 100% agree that 90 minutes south of Chicago, whereas 30 minutes south of Chicago, you might find yourself in the deep south, but you go 90 minutes south of Chicago and find yourself in Normal, safe space. Totally safe space. Muting again.
Like I said, when I grew up as a kid, coming here, visiting all my family, it's just always been a second home. So to come back and raise my family here was pretty. People always ask me why are you here? You grew up in San Diego. It's yeah, but you understand that's not where my family is. This is and I don't know. I love it here, and I'll always be here.
When I lived in San Diego, I moved from Chicago to San Diego, and my first question was, where did all the
world is Carmen San Diego?
No, I was like, why is everyone white? Why? Where is the diversity here? I was scared that it was jarring how white everyone was. Anyway,
in San Diego.
I was going to say San Diego.
dear Lord,
All the
yes.
well,
Oh my God.
Oh, you were, but
From-
you were up in but you were in Carlsbad, right? And like,
I was in San Diego. San Marcos, Carlsbad. I never lived in Carlsbad, by the way. So I lived in San Marcos, Escondido, and San Diego, and I was like, where?
You live where I grew up. You would see the diversity because, like, where I grew up, I grew up in Chula Vista, where the majority of it was Hispanic, and then you could count the white people in my class on one hand. When I moved to Fort Collins, I was scared. I had never seen that many white people. In Fort Collins,
there was a lot of Hispanic. Yes, I will grant that in a heartbeat. There was a ton of Hispanic people.
Mark shall grant it.
But national city area, PV, there was a lot. You had a decent African American population, decent Asian populations from a wide range of nationalities. Where I grew up in that area is much more of a melting pot. There's but yeah, up north, getting closer to Carlsbad, Oceanside.
Yes, up north, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's much more. Or Santee.
You'd have to go up into. I mean, if you go up into Orange County.
Yes,
where it's a complete mix. But yeah,
well,
we always joke that the the U.S. Mexico border was somewhere north of L.A.
Yeah.
Well, and again, growing up in Chicago, like we're so already integrated with the Hispanic community that didn't necessarily count for me because I was like, yes, Hispanics. Okay, I guess they're a minority.
Hi, Brick Bunnies.
They're treated quite a bit like a minority in California, where in Chicago they're just not at all.
Right. Hey, there's somebody new to the stream. We should talk about Lego. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, I'm only kidding. But because you also have to consider, as you go up the coast, there's also a probably the largest amount of Asian Americans as you go up north. But in San Diego, it's not necessarily. There is a huge, almost like underground Filipino community.
There's a National City, huge big Filipino community.
Well, I'm sorry. In Chicago, you go 3 blocks, you encounter all of these communities.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have to drive.
Very diverse, though.
I have like 10 hours up the coast. So that's why it was the culture shock for me. However, at the same time, I will say that Chicago, as diverse of a community as it is, it's also heavily segregated. And so it's like
very segregated,
some of it is absolutely self-segregation, which is fine, which is absolutely sorry. I'm going to get mad. But at the same time, there are a lot of communities that are segregated by finance here as well. But when I was in California, I was like, dear Lord, I can't go 30 miles without encountering another culture. like we're all American culture. Like we're all United States culture.
Yeah.
What's that?
San Diego, though, if you look at San Diego County, it's only maybe 10% the size of Chicago's proper, So because it's only because like the main area of the town of city, it's about 1 million people. But if you look at like Chicago, it's like 9 million people and all that proper.
I know, but it's by willingness to travel. There's a different there's a different definition of like suburban sprawl out there because like when I first got the job at Legoland, I rented a place in Escondido. And
that's a white area. That's very
that is white ass hell. By the way,
the further you go east, the whiter it gets. That's
the way they treat homeless people in Escondido is bonkers. Because I'm like, well, first of all, you're a suburb with homeless people, so congratulations friends. First of all, by being a suburb that's attracted to like sleeping day and night out in your public places. Anyway, point being, people were like people I knew out there were like, you don't want to work in Carlsbad and live in Escondido, which, by the way, in like the worst like the worst like commute for like 9 to 5. I can't think of what that's called. Rush hour. The worst rush hour commute was like 25 minutes.
Yeah, on the 72
from Escondido to Carlsbad, and I was
25
like,
minutes to go a mile.
Yeah,
exactly. I've had jobs where it's like I live 15 miles away from my job, and I'm commuting an hour and a half.
which is crazy because it's funny because to me there's a funny thing about California. Californians and their cars. Oh my God. Because here in Colorado, if we had to be faced with that, we're like, F my car, I'm getting a bike. If I have to go 15 miles, I'll just hop on my bike because we all do that. But in California, no, that's not a thing. Everybody has to have a car. Everybody has to have 2 cars. There's so many freaking cars in Southern California. Yeah. It drives me insane.
Well,
that's why I can't go out there, man.
I need to duck out because the dog needs to go out. But I will say my last parting shot at Southern California is what scared the hell out of me about commuting. And like, because when I lived in Chicago, I always commuted by train, by public transportation. And so when I moved to California and I was like, oh, I have a 20-minute drive to work, no big deal. But all my friends who lived in California were like, it's hell to like drive 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, okay, you're adorable. When I did commute on the highway, the concept of a following distance is insane in Southern California compared to the Midwest.
Being able to tie a piece of licorice between cars?
Driving like 3 inches.
Right.
You can take a piece of licorice and like literally be like,
like I remember like one night after work, and in the first week that we worked there, we're all gonna have a game night at like what's his butt's place, and so we all like jumped in the cars after work and like decided to follow each other because it was 2009, and we didn't have navigation on our phones yet. I had a BlackBerry at that point, so I was like, we'll all follow each other. We could not keep each other in sight because by a very dangerous following distance in my upbringing, cars were just like welcoming themselves on in between us. I'm like, I think I know where they are. By the time I got back we did get our way all to the same place. By the time I got there were 5 cars between me and the person I was following.
Oh my god!
So like, this is a safe following distance. People are barging their way into my safe following distance.
Seriously.
Where I'm like, don't your roads freeze here? No. Does it rain here? No, it doesn't rain in Southern California. There's 9 inches of rainfall on average
about that.
No, it's less
per year.
It's less than that, no.
I saw weird. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot less than that soon. So when we have 7 feet of snow in Buffalo, I'm like, hey, get your tanker trucks out here and drive all that snow out to Lake Mead.
Seriously.
Seriously. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
in Illinois, we could build a pipeline to Lake Mead and
from the old salt.
Yeah, seriously.
We have
anywhere in Canada, just make a pipeline south to the rest of the United States to fill up our water.
Great Lakes are at record highs over the last 5 years.
Isn't that crazy?
And at the end of the
yet
spring,
out west here, we're just like Lake Tahoe, Lake Mead.
All
the reservoirs here in Colorado are just bone dry.
When Illinois is beachfront property, we're gonna be like,
yeah. Well, at the same time, as much as those lake levels are rising, a lot of the lakefront property that they've sold in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan have collapsed into the lake. over the last few years. I only laugh because there was someone that I didn't like very much whose home collapsed into Lake Michigan. but it's a serious problem. Like you build a property on a lake you think is going to like have a decent ebb and flow, and suddenly it's like 5 feet higher than it's supposed to be, and it erodes all of your properties like stanchions, let's call them. And the house collapses into the lake. That's terrible. That's actually that. As much as I'm laughing right now because I'm thinking of one person, the fact that you would buy a property, build a house on it, and then the house would collapse into a living body of water. Yeah, our ecosystem is out of control. How did we get here?
I know, but we have a lot of water. That's a danger.
We have it. Let's move it out.
I know. I say we ship it out. Like we could make a commodity out of this sucker. I mean,
I know fresh water. Like, we're living on fresh water here. Like we're drowning in fresh water.
I mean, if we're gonna spend all this money on like oil pipelines, why can't we do a water pipeline? I don't understand. It's like I'm saying.
Amen, brother. A fucking men. So it's like when driving up the coast to go to Anaheim or LA for something, we'd go past the naval desalinization plant, and like the scientists, like the what is the branch of the Navy that's all the scientists? It's like the whoever they are. I'm sorry, they have a very common name, and I can't think of it right now. The fact that they're not comfortable. No.
Army Corps of Engineers.
Army Corps of Engineers.
Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay, so it's either the Army Corps of Engineers or the Navy Seabees. Manages
that facility, and do you know how like they take in about 10% of what they suck in from the ocean to actually desalinate, and they push back 90% because they don't know what effect it'll take on the ecosystem.
Well, it's either the tide pools and things and all that brine.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
So yeah. You're dealing with an engineering teacher, Mark, by the way.
Yeah.
Google it.
I'm an engineering teacher for.
Are you really?
Yeah. I do robotics and all that stuff, and
he's like
what type of engineering?
Not only a giant, he's a super genius too.
Yeah.
What type of engineering?
I do mechanical, computer science, and robotics.
I was gonna sign off earlier because like the puppy needed a walk, but I was like, you got online and we've talked in the chat over several weeks, and I was like, I need to meet Bricklock.
Yeah,
it's all right.
He's an amazing human.
He was at Brickworld last year, Mark.
What's that? I'm sure I did, but by the way, Brickworld last year was a blur for me.
It's no big deal.
I don't know why that would be.
Yeah,
I know why it would be. I saw him on Saturday night.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Hey, well, I was with Macro, and we were the ones that were passing along the stickers on to people.
At what?
At Brickworld, when Macro was passing along those stickers on to people, like
Yeah.
I was with Macro during that time. Yeah.
I somehow I missed that. Where were you guys?
I've been at every Brickworld, and this was the year that I spent the least amount of time on the floor talking to people because I was like
running it.
The owner.
Yeah.
Never again. We're working on ways of like taking all this. Well, I can get into that, but it's like it's very political and like blah blah blah.
How's the registration so far? Is it like?
Oh my god, we have like 500 registrations already.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome.
Pre-registering. Wow. I have my money. My money's already there. I already sent mine.
Mine's not. I haven't done it
yet. Sir.
Slack.
Are you getting a hold of more space in those extra halls?
Yes, they will give us whatever we want. And that's a different story.
Are there going to be any Indian weddings that are going to be in our way?
Oh my god, the samosas that they were. Oh my god.
By the way, that wedding was amazing. They invited several attendees from the show this year attended that wedding because people were like, come on in, like join us. Had the open bar, like dance. Like
That was insane.
were you one of them?
I was like,
No, I kept walking. I wish, but I was like, what kind of royalty is getting married here?
I know. but I
No,
was
that's
salivating,
that's how South Pacific weddings go, and that facility is known for hosting them because they know all the traditions. So we've had like the last three produced brick roll shows that have been there. Obviously not counting the COVID years, there have been South Pacific weddings there, and they're always the same. Where it's like, stay out of the way, this is where your attendees will walk, stay away from them, don't talk to them, and then they come like rushing in, being like, "Hey, we've seen you walk by several times. Come on in." Like, oh my god, living in South China Sea in Malaysia for 4 months, I can completely see it. It makes its way into the Western Pacific. Just the idea of celebration. We've had several attendees over our last 3 shows just feedback that like the weddings there have invited people in to be part of it, and just like anyone who walks by, they're like, "Come join us, come party with us, come dance with us, come celebrate."
That's my goal. That's my goal. I'm gonna crash an East Indian wedding. That's my thing.
So what the venue is talking about now is, because we have such a space issue, is blocking weddings for that weekend, and I'm kind of like, can we find another way? Can we put a tent in the parking lot? Because like, these weddings are amazing.
They are.
I
was just like, my God, every single person was so just decked out and beautiful. I mean, I'm like,
exactly. The visuals, the music, like the emotion that just comes out of the room is
even the smell as you walk over the bridge. You just smell this.
It's a visceral experience.
Thank you.
Very visceral.
Good word usage, Mark.
You're so welcome. Because like during the we did the improv show for charity this year, and like while they were doing the show, which by the way I felt was a very good show. I used to be an actor in Chicago, so I knew what they were doing. I think a lot of people didn't understand like the basic concept of an improv show. The people who complained about it. But like on the other side of the wall, as much as the sound system was like killing it for like filling the room that we had, it's like you just hear the wedding behind it, and I was like, we all just want to be there. It's just so beautiful.
I had like walked in like one of the back side doors, and I'm like,
what were you doing there?
You like to enter
because I went way down the hall to go to the bathroom. And I came back, and I'm like, dude, there is a party going on over here. And I went and I peeked in, and I'm like, these people know how to party. Oh my God.
And if they sneak in, they'd have been like, come join us, because they're so freaking welcoming. They're all about the energy, and it's like they rope off all these sections for us to get around them, because they're like, there's an event here during your wedding, and we'll protect you. And they're like, come join us. Like, come dance with us. Oh my God. I can't even tell you. I one year, the year before I bought the show, I had the room next to the father of the bride for the wedding. And he was like, all night. Yes, exactly. And like, I walked outside the room one night to get ice. And he's like, am I bothering you? And I'm like, no, I understand you're running a wedding. He's like, how do you know that I'm running the wedding? I'm like, because I heard you. He's like, do you want to come over and have a drink with us? And I was like, oh, that's speaking my language. You said drink.
Right?
Oh my God. One of the best
me at drink.
was with a party from outside the convention.
Of course
like,
it was.
I don't know, they were just so damn happy. And just like so giving, and just like so much about like spirit. I can't I don't want to explain any further, because I'm afraid I'd sound like I'm attributing something to them that is not like truly. Yes. Oh, hold on, I have to mute.
Okay.
Give dinner.
Okay. We maybe
You're-
ready
you're
for
not muted.
post show, guys?
We're
Maybe.
having great.
I don't know. We're maybe another 16 minutes. We're quarter to 10.
We should do a build where we decorate for the wedding. Like we build like all the decorations for a wedding
Oh my
wedding
gosh.
during Brick
Well, I
World.
wasn't
and, like,
even muted. Forgot to hit
You-
the button.
No, you weren't. We told you. Mark,
I was talking to my husband. So
I know. We heard you.
anyway, I have to
Hi, Matt.
But this has been like I told him, this has been a great I said great Brick World night, but what I mean by that is just community engagement in general.
That's why we do it.
no worries.
Victory! From the beginning, it's been a hard AFOL week. Like we lost someone really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to just be here tonight, celebrate, and build my orchard, which by the way, I built 4 pieces on because I couldn't find the pieces I needed. But just to be down here finally again and have this set up and build and be set up to just find those pieces and move on from where I need to move on. And fuck the flood. It's this is my
Tell me
space.
what happened.
This-
The mice
no
that were
space.
here, I scared the mice away from my house to your house, and they're taking all your Lego. So they might
Oh,
come back with it.
mice are no problem. Show me a mouse, I will bite its fucking head off because it's nothing. It is nothing compared to the water that poured into my fucking offices and studio space for 16 hours. Anyway,
Tell me how
Say
you really
that-
feel, Mark.
Oh, Mark.
one day, seriously, this was a
Rant
very
warning. Rant warning.
thing. What's that? What'd you say, Reed?
No.
Sorry. I was shouting over you.
Nothing. I said rant
About-
warning.
He was
Oh,
saying rant warning.
Because
Oh,
usually
Mark.
we say those to read. So
Mark,
But my
you
point was-
have a license to rant. Okay.
I feel empowered and motivated by hanging out with you guys tonight, so thank you very much. And once we're done with dinner, I'm coming right the fuck back down here. Rant warning is on.
Nice. Good one.
By the way, because of the flood and the problem that we've had sealing the basement, we have rat traps all over the place. And we know
Oh
when
my
they're
God.
full, when our puppy is like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, stay away from the rat poison. And she's like, I
That's-
won't. We're like,
That's
Fuck.
just not right.
there's a dead rat in there.
Oh my
And that happens about 3 times a week.
I'm using those white traps at Home Depot that snaps and you can re-release them. I haven't had to dump one in a while. So the 12 or 14 mice I killed over the last couple weeks, I think I got them all.
Oh, no. We do that for mice. However, the rat traps. We have the giant maze cages with the poison inside because fuck the rat. So I let all my F-bombs go now late in the evening.
Cool.
I don't
So,
even
Mark, if you're coming back, we'll just mute you. We'll keep your camera off the screen. And you can come
Fucking
back.
all right.
You can
You
just
guys
come
know
back
I'm a professional person.
because we're probably gonna go after hours. We're gonna do the after party.
You guys know
live.
You guys know me well enough to know that I'm a very emotional person, but I do not use this word lightly. I do love it. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah,
I needed this. I really needed this week.
yeah. Come on back, man.
Anytime.
Happy
anytime.
Friday.
Leave your camera up. We'll just come on back when you're done.
Happy Mega Block Friday.
We're gonna We're gonna eat dinner.
All
We're gonna
right.
watch Wednesday. I don't know that I'll be back on while you guys are still on, but I'll try.
Fine.
Do I follow the same link?
Well,
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
just
Hey,
leave yourself up. Just leave yourself up. Mute yourself. Go off
perfect.
cam.
Oh, good call.
We'll pull you off this, but you'll still be there. And if you don't come back, we'll close it, and then you'll be done.
I feel a little bit dumb for not just understanding basic technology that I was
I mean,
mute.
seriously, good God, man.
I can even leave my camera on so you can see my wall of brick in the meantime. Good night.
Hi, Mark.
bye, Mark.
All right, so we'll do.
Yeah, sorry
So
for
that's
that everyone's
that.
ignoring
big
you.
screen map.
There we go. See, And he's still there. So if he comes back, he's back.
Yeah.
He'll have to scream and shout from back room. Somebody
God,
else
you
will
know.
Yeah, shout, let it all out, man.
But if you leave and come back, you hear the boop, boop.
Yeah, we can do without that. Come on.
Shout.
Let it all out.
I think I'm quitting. I think I have a couple
These are
bags
the
left, but I'm
things
done.
that we dream
I'm
about.
done for the night.
Come on.
Jesse, you're taking your time with that train, man. My God.
Am I?
God, that train. I'm sorry.
Just keeps chugging along.
Check this out.
Oh my
Stay
God.
on track.
Is everything, Kevin? Just
It's like
wow.
It's like a building. It's not even
It's just huge. Yeah.
It's not even a train. It's just
like an iron
There's
horse.
Seriously.
There's a
It's like a
compartment
New, it's like a New York apartment.
apartment there, and the
It's like a New York
Guys.
apartment.
the details in these seats.
Might be
and-
bigger than a New York apartment.
It probably
That
is
is-
bigger than New York apartment.
Crazy. Look at how tall. Yeah, this thing.
I wonder how many of those Eiffel Towers are going to sell.
Can't
in
even
New
get
York.
it all on the camera here.
I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to sell my old one now, unless this new one's just super fragile.
I don't know. You think the old one won't hold its value?
Well, no, but I mean, it goes for what the new one goes for now. So I mean, but how many people are going to buy the old one when you get a new one that's a foot taller for the same price?
Yeah.
A foot taller? It's only a foot taller? I thought it was like 3 feet taller because that thing is like a piece of furniture.
Look at Jang and some of the reviews out there. I mean, it's only like a foot taller. It's
if
that. I mean, it's not, the base I think is a lot bigger, but I mean, in the end, I think it's only like a foot taller. So
yeah.
Pay attention, Jesse.
So it's. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, definitely
It does look cool, yeah.
But I mean, man, everything's getting so expensive. I mean, you got to pick or choose what you're gonna, get unless you're just super loaded.
I won't lie. I would build it, and I would enjoy it. I don't
I
care
would
how
too.
much
I would
repetition
too.
it has.
I
But
would
I'm not
too.
going to pay the money to get it unless,
Yeah, unless it's like. Yeah.
If it was 400, I'd be all over it.
I mean, if they had it like the old days, like I got one of my Eiffel Towers through the grab bag system. Basically in the old days, what they would do is, I
True.
remember,
If only they made that available to everyone again, like they did before.
yeah, I mean, basically, what was funny is I liked when they sold the damage sets like this. I go, Reed, would you want to buy this Eiffel Tower? And I'm like, well, maybe. He's like, charge you 8 grab bags for it. I'm like, sure, what the hell? Okay, I mean, back when they really discounted Lego, like really, like
For
what
specific
Walmart does.
people that worked at the store, yeah, it was much easier for everyone, or at least specific people that worked at the store to get it.
Well, I mean, in the end, they still could do them. They just wouldn't dump the bags out. You just put the bags in quart size or gallon size bags and do it like that. I mean, they wouldn't be recycling brick as much as they are now.
Well, what they need
But
to do
again, that really only worked for Lego employees. I'm saying that you're talking about a very specific opportunity. So
No. I mean, I was there. I still have a sealed grab bag from the days of grab bags that I have not opened yet. But in the end, it was all loose pieces back in the old days. Because
you
I
have
just
unopened Lego, really?
Yeah, I stumbled across it. So one with it's got the shuttle expedition parts, the dark orange stuff for the engine and rocket stuff. But in the end, it was because it was parts and it was no longer controlled parts from the factory. But they still could have done them. They just would have anything that was loose would have still been able to recycle like they do now. But anything that was a kit where it had a hole, any bags that are open, you dump the pieces, you get rid of them. The ones that are sealed, you just put them in bags and sell them sealed bags. They could have done it. They'd probably wouldn't be throwing away as much brick and recycling it into little pellets. That's for sure. But that's just,
they need to do a PAB store where they just like part out all the broken damaged boxes and just have a PABs, no sets, just parts and things from sets like that. And just,
well, I've heard rumors, and I think Larry said it a couple of times. I think I've heard rumors where they're doing some of that now on the pick-a-brick walls, throwing that or getting that stuff out. Not as much as it used to, but
So we should end the live stream and we can talk freely.
Yeah, I'm sick of talking in a constrained environment myself.
Okay.
I'm just thankful that Mark has, quashed all the Kevin talking altogether. That's not true. I'm
sorry to everyone in the chat that Larry's just deciding that we're done with the public part of the stream.
Whatever, I do what I want. 3, 2,